Good timing as the toss about to take place. Stephen Kernahan and John Worsfold, and Sticks has won it, and they kick to the left of screen, the Blues, but no advantage here with the breeze. Johnny Worsfold, the captain courageous for the West Coast Eagles. Two of the most celebrated captains in Worsfold and Kernahan. Now, umpires tonight, they've got a good night for running as well. So we see West Coast trying to work out who's there and who isn't. Adrian Barrich is down on the boundary line. Adrian, you got any idea what's going on? Good evening, by the way.
Yes, thank you. Actually, it's magnificent conditions down here, just as you said, without any breeze. The news is that I think Peter Sumich definitely won't play, but after that, it's out of Glenn Jakovich and Andrew Donnelly for the next spot. As far as the Blues goes, they've run out 22 and got no idea who's going to play there. They're really playing their cards close to their chest. Bruce, I think it just reflects how seriously both sides are taking this game. It's like a final down here. The atmosphere is absolutely fantastic. There is a bit of a sprinkle of rain, believe it or not. Must have been you guys coming over from Melbourne, brought the rain with you. And on a personal note, though, Glenn Jakovich recovering from that back injury, wants to prove a thing or two. Guy McKenna, Peter Matera as well. And Anthony Koutafiti's missing out on the Victorian team. He wants to make up for that. So it could be a blockbuster, Bruce.
Adrian, you're on the boundary. Chris Mainwaring's in the crowd near you. Welcome, Chris. Have you got any idea who's playing and who isn't?
Well, I've probably got a bit better idea than Adrian, but of course I'd be silly enough to mention the names and not find myself with a spot with the Eagles next year. But we've seen Donnelly and Sumich come off. There's three other players on the James bench, so perhaps that's a bit of a hint for you.
Thanks for that. We've worked it out, Chris. So you reckon Donnelly and Sumich are missing, and we're still not sure who's missing for Carlton. We'll find that out in a hurry.
I can tell you that Bruce, Stephen Silvani has lined up at full forward. McIntosh is picking him up the other end of the ground. Fraser Gehrig has the whole 50-metre arc to himself, and he's been picked up by Glenn Manton.
Dennis Committee, welcome to the telecast. Take the opening bounce.
Oh, okay, Bruce. Looking forward to this one. Away we go at Subiaco Oval. Bounce favours Allen, knocks it down. Williams, a hot one across to Bradley. Loose ball in the middle. Ratton, well done to Williams. Down towards half forward. Silvani on the lead. McIntosh is there. It spills towards the boundary. Silvani a second crack. Runs to 50. Short one to the pocket. Hamill's got it. About 30 metres out. Stephen Silvani holds the Carlton record for goals in a match against the West Coast Eagles with 8, round 9, 1992. David Parkin obviously remembering that. This is Hamill. 15 metres in from the line. Kick is on its way. Misses to the near side. First score of the game. Carlton are behind.
Back in this week, Hamill. Big crowd, as we've already told you. Sell out here. Shot from behind the goals. McIntosh. So Silvani at full forward. Sumich and Donnelly running out but not playing, and we are checking on Carlton to see who the 22nd man is. Jakovich got rid of Alan Murphy. Good smother by Simmons. Jakovich again, well played. Evans, who was terrific at Victoria Park. Then McKenna close to the line, keeps it in and gets a bit of distance too, does McKenna to centre wing. Oh, good flight, Turnbull, and a terrific take.
Peter Dean giving away a bit of height there.
Turnbull, long down towards half forward. Coming up the ground. Gehrig, hand on the shoulder, nothing doing. Advantage is paid. Eddie has it, 55 metres out. Short one is on. Philip Matera, 25 metres out, slight angle. Brett Heady. And now Matera.
Yes, they really pulled the Carlton defence apart then with that kick to Gehrig, who ran from the top of the 10-metre square. And good work by Heady and Matera running into space.
Back in from here. Leading goal scorer for the West Coast Eagles. There goes the money. Behind. Scores 11.
All the Carlton forwards pushing up the ground into defence as Matera took that kick. Only 2 players in the Carlton offensive half.
Manton goes for distance. Ratton's a target. Good take, Worsfold. Out half forward. Centering ball. wants Morrison, cut off there by McKay, handball by Peter Matera. Lovell kept his eye on it. That showed a lot of courage. Heading round the corner, good kick, gives his forward a good chance. Manton tapped it away, Kemp against the odds. He's got 2-3 to beat. They close on him, and it runs out of play, left forward pocket.
Terrific play then by Glenn Manton. He was out of position, gathered Gehrig in a couple of steps, didn't give a free kick away. He was in the disadvantaged position, but just managed to get his hand to the ball.
Allen and Gehrig, Lovell, back to Matera, left foot round the body, Dean onto it, Gehrig also attacking it, Dean still with the footy close to the line, keeps it in, Hickmott kept it in, Lovell with him. And I think the Blues will be reasonably happy to see it go out of play. They're aware of not running it out deliberately there. And another boundary thrown about 30 metres away from West Coast goal. Missed by Hamill, missed by Philip Matera, which is a little easy. Grigic interesting over the back. McKay, Camporelli, terrific to see him back. First game since round 4. Takes a chance. The shepherd by Hogg was excellent. Camporelli away.
Towards midfield, Kernahan. Jakovic, nicely done. Wayward hand pass though. Getting back is Wooden. Well played. Simmons. To no one in particular. McKenna gets onto it. Back it comes to Wooden. Good run by the West Coast Eagles towards half forward. Hickmott did very well. Right half back then. The short one is on Camporelli. Running away from half back. Through midfield. Down towards half forward. In from the side, Stone. Simmons. Favoured by the punch away. Good evasion from half back up towards the wing. Speared the pass in. Kemp has it. McKenna. Chips towards half forward. Into space is Andy Lovell. 75 metres from goal. Pulls it back. A couple of Eagles a chance. Evans. Awkward half volley. Spilt wide. Matera dashed at the ball hardest. From 35 out. Tugs it back. Not enough. Behind. The Eagles lead.
Adrian, what's happening down on the boundary line for the Blues?
Bruce, Whitnell, White, Delulio and Anstey are all on the bench, stripped, ready to go, but I understand that Adam White will not play. He's the man that's missed out.
And just confirming, Sumich and Donnelly definitely not playing for the Eagles.
And that's what they're saying there as well, but nothing's guaranteed at the moment.
Well, team sheets had to be drawn up, so interesting stuff here. Koutafidis, kick to centre wing. Grigic, Banfield, cut off there by Whitehead. Bradley. Well done, Camporelli. Clever, Bradley. Back, Williams. Interesting play. They deck him, play on. Wants it. He's going to get it, Williams. Got a high tackle. Grigic has been into it early, and it's going to go to Allen at centre wing. Advantage only about 10 metres.
Carlton, the #1 handball inside the competition, and we just saw an example of why that is so.
Probing kick by Camporelli at 50. Well done by Stone. Showed some athleticism there. Ratton and Evans went for it. Hamill threw it out to Ratton. Terrific handball. It was a throw, and Koutafidis was on his way. So the Blues miss a chance, but the right decision made.
Watch it again. Not much doubting that. Meanwhile, McIntosh takes off around the outer side. Beautiful disposal. Kemp, left centre wing. Thinks about it. Pulls back towards the middle. Kicks towards the pocket. Lovell moves into space. Heads towards goal. 35 metres out. Chips, but he should have gone longer. Philip Matera can't control it. And through it goes. Red Heady it was on the run there. And the Eagles is 2 points.
Eagles extremely dangerous then on the break. Players streaming down the field once they gain possession of the ball, and Carlton really will have to mind them when they do lose possession of the ball.
Chi McKay got it very, very short and now has some problems. He's going to have to try and kick it to Sexton or Kernahan. Kernahan getting back. Good take. Strong mark. Chi Heady only 30 metres out then, and deciding to try and pinpoint a pass to Gehrig in the goal square. Allen, nice take. Just had the height advantage over Jakovic. Wooden, I should say, into O'Sullivan. Had an interesting year, Luke. A couple of fantastic matches. Saw him play well against the Lions on the Queen's birthday. Long kick. Silvani couldn't get a crack at it. Grigic was there. Murphy. Williams. Beautiful handball. Koutafidis a bit slow, but he's going to find Bradley. He was lucky. Bradley quickly on. Interesting. Silvani goes. The first one of the match. Well, they're unselfish tonight, aren't they? I mean, Bradley was 15 metres out, and there was just a degree of difficulty in all of that, I thought, because McIntosh is cat-like. Koutafidis was lucky here, I thought, Tim.
Yes, he certainly was, but that it was just that little handball then from Murphy just to release the ball. Wonderful vision then by Williams to set that goal up properly, and some unselfish play then from Bradley. But nobody really wanting to kick the goals in this early part of the game.
So Carlton lead by 4 points. The early going at Subiaco Oval under lights on a glorious night. Sellout crowd. Allen goes up to win it down. Was taken over the shoulder. Will get the free kick. Umpire Scroop sets the mark. There's Allen. Having a very good season. Goes in very short. Ratton out towards the wing. Ratton down towards half forward. Half distance kick and a good one too. Hickmott's got it. Right on the 50. Open forward line indicates he wants to go for distance. Silvani goes back. He should mark this one. Did the hard work. He's taken the mark 5 metres out with McIntosh sprawled on the kickoff line. Silvani at his second. As I said, holds the record with 8 for Carlton against the Eagles. Great start.
Well, if the Blues can get the ball into their forward line quickly enough to a one-on-one with McIntosh and Silvani, then you'd have to favour Silvani, because we see him so often in the past defeating forwards in a similar situation. He's a terrific body player. Just watch this. He just gives the nudge at the right time. McIntosh not settled, not stable, and a simple goal from Silvani in the end. And Carlton, in this early part, getting the ball into their forward line quickly.
10-point margin. Silvani with both the opening goals. Allen out of the centre. Koutafidis tries to break through. Matera chopped it off. Uses Simmons. Simmons goes wide. Turnbull, good stretch. Matera running. Should go. Decides not to. Ratton made the effort. Turnbull's kicks a beauty. Philip Matera waiting down. Good fly by Manton. McKay read it all right. Comes away. Needs to accelerate with momentum. Does. And kicks the ball long and kicks it well to O'Sullivan and out of play. Just wonder with Silvani, Tim, if he was stirred but not shaken after Dermot Brereton's article this morning surrounding Chris Langford and Stephen. Adrian, what about the bench for the Eagles? It looks pretty crowded.
Yeah, it is very crowded. Peter Sumich and Andrew Donnelly are there, but they are not on the team list, so I'll be very surprised if they run out. Ball, Schofield and Braun, the bench for the Eagles.
Thanks, Adrian. Yes, Dermot was very complimentary to Silvani, calling him an all-time great, but he said if you want to see the fullback of the century, as far as the players are concerned, go out and have a look at Chris Langford on Sunday. There's Grant Vernon, Greg Scroop and Shane McInerney, 2:21 and 30. It was interesting reading. Half-back, quick kick away by Evans. Heady read it well, was nearly going, and surely can go back and kick the first for the Eagles. He's got back into a bit of goal-kicking form, hasn't he, in the last couple of matches, Heady?
Yep.
And I thought...
he reads the ball off the boot so well, doesn't he? When he's in form, he's had some early touches, which is an encouraging sign for the Eagles.
He's played a lot of football across half-back, hasn't he, in recent times? Should go. It's been a good start to this match. Heady, 30 metres out, 45-degree angle. And that's not good. So Philip Matera missed one that you'd reckon you'd back him 8.5 out of 10. Heady's missed one similarly. 4 behinds to 2-1. Early days, but a couple of big chances missed.
Blues by 9 points. Koutafidis again the target. Marks over Morrison. Had him during the second meeting last season. Did well, Morrison, up towards the wing. Kernahan fisted away by Jakovic and across the line. So a boundary throw in.
They will go to Koutafidis on most of their kick-ups. Kick-ins, as we see Worsfold there, who's moved back onto Stephen Silvani. It might be ideal for the Eagles just to get someone taller minding Koutafidis, because Morrison is running with him, but he gives away a lot of height.
Allen knocked it down to Williams, smothered off the bit across towards Kemp, plays it in front. Simmons against the flow, did nicely. Squeezes the kick out towards the wing. Meantime, a free kick is going to Williams against Grigic. He's pointing the finger. Williams, an expert in this situation, centers the ball. The mark is held by De Julio. Now it's Whitehead who feeds it across. Williams The boos of the crowd pulls it back towards the middle, bounces obligingly for Kernahan, but it's going to be a free kick. And it will go Carlton's way. Be taken, I think, by Koutafidis for a push in the back. Plenty happening here.
Yes, and we see Morrison putting his hands in the back of Koutafidis. An intelligent kick then by Williams.
Koutafidis looking for the man on the lead, getting in behind Silvani. It was intended, I think, for Bradley. Eventually Worsfold with the crumbs, kicks it towards the outer side. Whitehead has to wait, gathers the bouncing ball. He's forward of the wing, he pulls it back in short, taken by Hickmott, about 60 metres out, floats it down towards the pocket. Silvani in from the side, McIntosh angles the fist away. Murphy shrugs off a tackle, pulls it back towards 15 metres out. Silvani the flag, Grigic concedes, and it's a behind.
14-4.
And the Carlton defenders rushing forward when Carlton gain possession of the ball. They're really stretching the Eagles' forward line. We see Hickmott down there in the forward line a moment ago getting the ball. He's minding Heady, who's playing a half-forward flank for the West Coast Eagles. So there's going to be plenty running in this wide and long Subiaco oval for the players tonight.
Good example of Silvani's competitiveness there too, against 3 or 4 defenders, able to force Grigic to concede. Morrison to Wooden. To centre wing, McKay getting back, he's been running into form. McKenna with him, worries him out. Lovell, Turnbull did pretty well. McKay and McKenna. Dean will work the line and find it. You look around this ground and there are so many brilliant and celebrated defenders on either team, aren't they? I mean, to mention McKay and McKenna in the one breath, and then Dean to chip in.
Well, Dean and McKenna are lining up on each other at the moment. That should be a great battle.
Sexton there, won by Turnbull, beautifully done, Bluey, to Evans. McKenna laid it off, Evans goes for goal, Garrick, wonderful! It was a good kick, it was a great build-up, and the Eagles are on the board.
Let's just watch this, a great knock from Turnbull, quick hands from McKenna, the awareness, and then a long kick. And Gary just having the reach to pluck that one out of Glenn Manton's hands. And this match very evenly balanced in general play at the moment.
It's certainly up tempo here at Serbia. The margin is 4 points. The Blues way. Fraser Gehrig with the last goal. Tony Evans involved. Came back against Collingwood. Played very well. Makes it tough. You get the feeling it's going to be that way tonight. A new footy. Away we go. And a good bounce too. Allen with the leap. Knocks it wide. Williams, who's been handy at the base of those packs, tried to get it to Whitehead. It spills wider still. Lovell feigns one-hand pass. Gives it to Kemp. Kemp goes down towards half forward. In front is Turnbull. Waiting behind Evans. Couldn't control it. Across the line it goes. 10 minutes to go. To quarter time. Interesting, looking back on their meetings last season, they played 3 times. In every game, the team that led at quarter time won the game. Ratton across to McKay. McKay goes towards half forward. Getting back is McIntosh. Ashley McIntosh in the true centre-half back position. Kicks through centre, out towards the wing. Turnbull on the lead. It falls behind. Gathered by Dean. Hurriedly onto the boot. Will it stay in? No. Runs away from Wooden across the line.
Talking about this beautiful night, it's currently 15. It'll get down to 9, but it's still only about 7 o'clock in Western Australia, so it won't get down that low by the end of this match, you wouldn't think. Great night for football. It's a fantastic feeling coming into this ground tonight. Dean, Camporelli, McKenna, who's having a big early quarter. So's Kemp. Did it beautifully with Banfield's help. There's a bit going on behind play. The kick to centre half forward, missed by Hickmott. Hogg read it well. Gets a handball to McKay. Had to stretch him. Well done by Allen. Back to Hogg. There's a bit of a blue on behind play, and silly play by the Blues. And Kemp's going to get a free kick.
Hold on to Bruce.
And they're away. Really, that error was caused though by the poor handball from Hogg. The ball should have hit its target. Had to stretch, and the Carlton players had to save face.
Gehrig on the lead. He's a sort of player that you feel is going to continually take games by the scruff of its neck. Kicked a lot of goals in a low-scoring game at Victoria Park. Tonight's tailor-made for him too. Just 21 years of age. Huge talent. Will kick from about 48 metres, steers it and misses. And that has been the story of the opening quarter. As far as the Eagles, their only goal came from Garrick from about a metre out with nobody between him and the goal. So we look up at the West Coast hierarchy. Mickey Malthouse in the centre there. Bradley to bring it in.
Carlton by 3 points. Kudafiti's again the target. Banfield over the top. Ratton close to the boundary line. Will escort it across. He does. It's a boundary throw-in. Inside the attacking 50. The faces on the bench. Enthralled. Hogg taken down by Turnbull. Matera thumped out of there by Allen. Ratton across to Kudafiti's. Up towards the wing goes the kick. Some holding on there. Jakovic with the recovery. Takes Kernahan on and gets by him. Well played. Morrison. No space to operate in. Jakovic spikes it out of mid-air. Bradley smothered brilliantly by Matera. As Bruce said before, some great names in that exchange. Some of the all-time greats in the boundary throw-in on the wing as we go down to Adrian.
Yeah, just a great game down here. Just some matchups, individual matchups for your own information. Kemp and Williams, Banfield and Bradley, Evans and Ratton, Matera, Camporelli. Just fantastic matchups.
No doubt about that. O'Sullivan, Ratton, all well played Blues. Camporelli to O'Sullivan, the handball to Allen, give it to Murphy, making a meal of it, can't get it out. Now Murphy's got it. Did well. Kept his poise, kicks inside 50. Silvani and Worsfold, too good Silvani. He's a problem, isn't he, up there? Man on man, he's beating his opponents. Century kick is a beauty to Bradley. Wonderful play, Silvani. And Tim, yeah, go on.
I was going to say there's real irony here, isn't there? Gehrig is the man to play on Silvani, and Silvani's the man to play on Gehrig.
Yes, well, I don't even consider putting Glenn Jakovic back there because we've seen him use his body terrifically well against Wayne Carey in the past. He's extremely strong, and I think that that may have to be the move that the West Coast Eagles are forced into if Silvani continues to win those one-on-one contests.
So Bradley should go. He's 30 metres out. It's very good on the run these days. Not quite so good from the stand, but that's perfect. Silvani's kicked two, and he's made another one. And Carlton 3-2 to 1-5.
Well, this opportunity really was created further up the field when the Carlton players played the boundary line situation out so well. They lost a little bit of time there with an errant handball, but then once again, Silvani cleaning it up forward with some terrific body-on-body duels, and his vision then kicking to space. Craig Badley running as soon as he saw Silvani had the ball to space, and good finishing then too.
Carlton kicking straight, have the lead. Rucks go at it again. They fight a draw. At their feet it's Evans, feeding it out to Banfield, who boots it down towards half of Carlton in best position. They decided to knock it away, not best policy. Heady in trouble, socket off the ground by Philip Matera. Well taken by Dean, got the hand pass away. Came across from Sexton, out wider by Hickmott. Now Kudafiti's has it, the defensive side of left centre wing. Anthony Kudafiti's towards half forward. Kernahan works his way in front. The timely fist got there from Jakovic. Healthy one too. Puts it across the line. A boundary throw in. Jakovic off the ground in the State of Origin game on this ground last Friday with a hamstring. Back out there tonight. Great recovery. Williams very busy. Comes away on the wing down towards half forward. Kernahan working overtime. Jakovic over the top again. Kernahan on the ground, Jakovic over him. Ball comes out as you saw and slides across the line, but the central umpire wants it. Ball up, just in from the boundary.
He's really going to have to earn his kicks tonight. Steve Kernahan, Glenn Jakovic stays on him.
Yes. It's been aggressive and strong, Jakovic early and effective. Kemp after the Jakovic tap. McKay, Ratton, good tackle, wouldn't got him. Well, should have been rewarded, I reckon. O'Sullivan's kick inside, almost up to half forward. West Coast and Carlton fight for it, and a bounce.
And just interesting, at that last ball up, Kemp was body on body with Greg Williams. Greg Williams played what he believed was the percentage. He took off into the Carlton forward line. Had there been a quick turnover on that occasion and they had been able to spot him, he may have been on his own. Kemp will really have to watch him. He does like to play forward.
Simmons to Evans, back to centre wing. Beautifully done. Hickmott, who started well, kicked the ball inside, has a bit of carry on it too. Lovell and Silvani. Silvani attacks hard. Murphy's got hold of it, tries to ride a Worsfold bump. That's hard to do. Banfield cuts it off beautifully and belts it away to centre wing. Hickmott out after it and Heady out after him.
Close to the boundary line. Hickmott kept it in. Nicely done. Bradley's away. Around the outer side. Penetrating kick inside the 50. Big leap from behind by Stone. Grigic in front couldn't hang on. Down went McIntosh. Hamill had it momentarily. This is Koutafidis 55 metres out. Awkward bounce for Kernahan. Jakovic favoured by that bounce. Takes a couple on. Hand passes long. McKenna behind the target. Banfield had to stop. Kemp played it superbly. No, he did not. He gave it away. Kernahan off his step from 45, working his way in front. Silvani, awkward half volley. Well, that would have been terrific had it come off. Jakovic, though, picks up the ball and with poise, pops it around the corner. Lovell got it from McKenna. Lovell at left half back, kicks it up towards the wing. Carlton, look at the numbers out there. Hogg let it get behind, though. They've got a problem now. Dean did nicely. Back to Bradley, dragged off it. Dean again. This is Whitehead with some time in space towards half forward. Kernahan interfered with, he'll get the free.
Gee, there was a bit happening then, Dennis. Grigic got absolutely dropped behind play. Koutafidis inside. Allen's got it about 55 metres out. It's a real feeling here. Good kick to Hamill. Blues are going all right. Those misses for West Coast early.
They're costly, and the reason why Kernahan was actually out on the flank on his own when that ball arrived back in the forward line was because Glenn Jakovic was remonstrating with Stephen Silvani down near the 10-metre square. West Coast Eagles defence under enormous pressure.
Well, he missed one early, Hamill. This is more straightforward. He should kick it. He leans back and does. Another one. Good signs early for Carlton. They lead 4 goals to 1.
Well, there's plenty of spirit in this performance by Carlton. The West Coast Eagles are really just struggling a little at the moment just to clear the ball cleanly from their half-back line where they do like to set up a lot of their play. Roger and Hamill here. It's a terrific lead. Williams there if he could, but he doesn't take a lot of steps when he approaches for goal. I think we see the best goal kickers are the guys that do take a number of steps to steady themselves.
4-2-1-5. 26-11. Balls come on the ground for Grigic and immediately gets a tap. It's going to be a hard footy to win for a little while here. Pushed forward by Schofield. Quick kick by Morrison. This will be courage. Sexton against the flow. He kept his cool. Has a bit of time. Left foot. Goes for distance. Drags it back in. Morrison kept his eye on a free kick surely. He earned it. This young star from West Coast. It's about 60 metres out, Morrison. Centering ball, goes backwards, it's okay, it's safe enough. The old quarterback's got it. McKenna to Wooden, spin it a bit, back onto it, in trouble, gives it up, not good play. The Blues panicked a bit when they didn't have to. Banfield back to Jakovic, Jakovic quickly onto the boot. Untidy. Dean has got it. Totally unsatisfactory, that bit of football.
The initial kick actually to McKenna was the right option. It dragged the Carlton defence across the other side of the ground.
Murphy to Hogg. Whitehead. Back to Murphy. Some risk involved there, but they come away with the ball and look at this spacious forward line. Silvani dragged down by Worsfold. Great recovery by Worsfold. Crawled after that one. Hand passed wide towards the boundary. His intention when he found it. Great defence, the tackle good, and the follow-up, the equal of it. The tough man. St. John. Boundary throw in. Camporelli robbed of it. Schofield knocked it away. This is Wooden down towards half forward, running back with a flight at the ball. Sexton runs on from him though. Hickmott taken on, dragged down, and across the boundary. Could work by Turnbull.
everything okay there? I think boundary thrown. We spoke to David Parkin, the Carlton coach, about the importance of tonight's match.
I think this is probably a key game to both our futures for the rest of the year.
Well, they're playing it that way. Ball slaps it down in front. Loose ball. It's knocked out of there. It was done by Dean. Hand pass comes across from Anstey to Williams, who pulls it back down towards Kernahan. Kernahan found the bouncing ball. Whitehead, brilliantly done, Whitehead. He's 65 metres out. Silvani on the lead again. And what great hands there. Step for step Worsfold, but he couldn't move him. Silvani would not be shaken.
Terrific grab then by Whitehead in the centre of the ground. And Williams, it was a dangerous kick by Williams to kick it back into the corridor at that particular time. But you do have to take chances, calculated risks in this game. And once they got the ball quickly, Silvani was one-on-one again.
Kicking at his third right here. And the fifth for Carlton. It's a beautiful kick. Right through the middle.
Gee, Tim, you'd have to go back a way. A full forward to have such an influence on a game in the opening quarter.
Well, look, this bloke could have played all his career in the forward line if he hadn't been the same team as a guy like Steve Kernahan. It's no surprise to see him perform so well in the forward line, because he did make his junior name as a forward, and he really has been sent to the back line just to stiffen up that part of the Carlton defence for most of his career. He's just got a wonderful pair of hands, Steve Silvani.
Well, he's taken McIntosh on, and he's taken Worsfold on, and he's right on top at the moment, and Carlton have got the score on the board. I think it's a bit of an illusion, because West Coast has had plenty of the footy. Bradley, umpire put his whistle to his mouth, said no. Allen goes forward to centre-half forward. Hamill, good effort. Jakovic there onto him with Anstey. Under pressure, here's a chance. Hamill over the top. Silvani, yes, another one. Sensational. Well, I think I spoke too quickly, Dennis, because right now it's not an even contest again. They have taken charge, haven't they? 6-2 to 1-5.
Yes, the Blues have been brilliant in this first quarter. They played out that centre line struggle extremely well. They won the ball. They looked to be in a disadvantaged position, and then the way Williams shot that handball out to the big fella Allen to release him, and then the ball was in their forward line quickly when the West Coast Eagles just can't get the numbers back there to support their defenders. And that's when you do get those one-on-one situations, when the ball goes quickly into a forward line after a centre bounce break. And Silvani on the end of the handball again. 9
possessions for Greg Williams, superb in the centre square. A master stroke by David Parkin. 4 goals to Stephen Silvani. 1 down by Allen. Williams, a half chance there on the siren. It's quarter time, as I said earlier. If you go back to last season, 3 meetings, and the side that led at quarter time won every one of them. Well, Carlton must have read the script. Look at that. They bounced out of the blocks, and they lead by 27 points, 6-2 to 1-5. The West Coast Eagles squandering some chances, and Stephen Silvani making them pay. Of course, Greg Williams so much of the ball. Silvani, the story, though, of the first term here at Subiaco Oval for a sellout crowd under lights and a glorious night.
4 goals, Silvani. Hamill's been good up forward. They've got winners everywhere at the moment, and West Coast faced with all sorts of problems.
Well, they're shuffling that board at the moment. Then I wouldn't be surprised to see Jakovic go back onto Silvani at some stage. I don't think they'll lose anything by playing perhaps McIntosh on Steve Kernahan at centre-half back. The other problem they've got across half-forward is the fact that they're playing Ryan Turnbull as their centre-half forward. Enormous amount of running has to be done by a centre-half forward. I don't know whether he's going to be able to go in that position for the full game. As we pause for quarter-time break, the West Coast Eagles 1-5-11. Carlton leading 6-2-38.
Quarter time here, Stephen Silvani, a sensational start with 4 goals, and it's 1-5 to 6-2. Well, Chris Mainwaring, the champion from West Coast, has had a good view of all of this. What do you make of it, Chris?
Well, I think David Parkin's probably stolen the show in terms of putting players in positions that I think other coaches wouldn't, I suppose, got used to with Stephen Silvani up forward. I think the game's all about backline, and I think the West Coast Eagles and Carlton have probably been the 2 dominant backline teams in the competition. I think their ruck division's going very well. Allen, I think, is in front. Williams is playing very well, and you know we've got a lot of hard work to do, and it's going to be very hard to come back from here.
6-2-1-5. We'll hear from Adrian Barrett shortly. Thanks for that, Chris. Matera out of the centre to Wooden, goes wide. Banfield, Dean with him. Banfield, good effort. Carlton quickly onto him. The thing the Blues will get out of that opening term now is that they're just going to have so much momentum and they're going to compete vigorously for everything now, aren't they?
There's no doubt about that. They've made a move, actually. Ashley McIntosh has gone back on to Stephen Silvani, and Johnny Worsfold's back out on the flank on Murphy.
Banfield, little give, good. Schofield to Simmons, squaring it up. That's good footy. Simmons to full forward. Garrick's got him. Quickly on, likes this caper. 45 out, drags it back. Did he want Banfield? It's in the goal square. Banfield's missed. It's a behind. Was it a short pass?
Don't think so.
Went for goal, you reckon? Should have gone for goal.
I actually thought he tried to drag it. But he should have gone for goal because he can kick a goal from outside 50, Gary. Certainly was within his range that way.
Sometimes you see misses early and they become ominous. Certainly West Coast have had some chances.
It certainly was a terrible kick regardless. Sexton on the end of the kick in. Goes towards the outer side wing. Into space, Bradley. Has a wonderful record against the West Coast Eagles. Last season, 27 possessions a game in their 3 meetings. This season, averaging 28 a game. Here's Sexton, forward of half-back, down towards half-forward. Big pack at the drop of the ball. Off hands. The hand pass comes out from Whitehead. Chance for Simmons. Ridden into the ground. Loose ball. Picked up by McKenna. Feeds the looping hand pass over the top. This is Ball. Tries to accelerate away under pressure. Got it nicely to Kemp, though. Kemp on the wing. Towards half-forward. Sexton with great judgment. Almost the mark. Pays the price. Turnbull. Shocking kick. It wanders down inside the 50. Getting back in defence is Dean. Now Dean with plenty of time. Kicks to the outer side. A contest out there. This will be interesting. Favoured by the bounce. Matera pulls away from Koutoufides. Goes for home and kicks it on the run.
Well, there's no doubt this bloke's an exciting bloke, Peter Matera. That bounce really could have finished in the right position, did everything right. And Matera, as we've seen so often throughout this brilliant player's career, a goal from about 50 metres on the run. That really has lifted the spirits of the crowd here at Subiaco, and no doubt the West Coast Eagles players.
Same scoring shots, 2-6-6-2, 18-38. Fabulous goal, Matera. Allen doing exceptionally well. Simmons, good hands. Wooden's little kick. Bradley, as Dennis said, big record against the Eagles. Williams favoured by the bounce, took no chances. Anstey, well done, could kick a goal here, and he has. Good start. Put the tackle on Djakovic in the opening quarter, which caused a turnover, and there, as cool, dare I say, as a cucumber, the old cliche, and home it goes.
There's a young fella from Canberra, Tuggeranong. It's become a bit of a nursery for AFL players up there in the nation's capital. Read that well, and just Williams showing on that occasion that sometimes you don't have to gain possession of the ball, you've just got to force it forward towards your goal and something may happen.
Jacob Anstey, who made his debut against the Tigers in round 7, kicking an important goal there. Allen down to Williams again, bobbing up once more. McKay at close quarters. Koutoufides arches the back, got away, plenty of pressure on. It's a hot ball. Allen eventually gets it across to Whitehead, feeds it back inside. This is McKay, forward of the wing, probing kick inside the 50. Hamill going back, almost the grab. It spills off his fingertips. Morrison missed the ball, not at the second opportunity. It ricochets off McIntosh and goes across the line. But you get the feeling that defence is under a fair degree of pressure as we go down to Adrian Barrett.
Dennis, one of the matchups of the year out there at the moment. Koutoufides on Peter Matera. What a fantastic matchup. The coaches at the break spent most of their time on the midfield matchups. Silvani's a problem, but the amount of clean ball he's getting from the midfield, the bigger problem. I needed a deep blue computer to work out the moves. I tell you, it's so complex.
Kernahan couldn't do it. Ratton did to O'Sullivan on his wrong side. Morrison, almost good effort. Hickmott with him is Heady. The Blues are keeping it in. Ratton, Murphy, straight up in the air. Probably has covered the distance, though, so it'll be paid the mark. Well done. Getting back and taking it is Bruin. My first look at him. as he kicks to half-back. Oh, Allen, that's a good effort and paid. Signs good for Carlton. Williams, centering kick, Ratton off. Well, no, says the umpire. He did take a half a step. Goes to the pocket. Oh, gee. Hickman all alone. Should go back. You don't see that too often.
No, but he's picked up a number of possessions already in the forward line tonight. He started in the defence on Brett Heady, and he does run particularly hard forward, this fellow. One of the fittest players in the Carlton lineup.
See, Greg Williams is playing a game, isn't he?
Yep.
Just missed it, Hickman. Little hook all the way. So the Blues are 7-3 to 2-6. Next 10 minutes important here. West Coast need to hold.
So Williams up to 11 possessions. Chris Manwaring looking on there. I get the feeling they perhaps don't rate Williams on this ground. They need to reconsider. McIntosh to Stone. Deep in the pocket. Stone wants to go. Braun. Left half back. Some indecision. Kicks high towards the wing. Turnbull's in front. Tries to help it on its way. No, it is not. He goes after it. Takes the mark eventually. Turnbull right on the wing then. Normally a thumping kick. This is no exception. Down towards the 50. Gehrig with the run. Big pack. Knocked down in front. Hickmott flick hands away. Opportunity for Koutafidis. Dean in trouble. Koutafidis did brilliantly. Threaded the hand pass. Hickmott comes out wide. Sexton was marvellous in that situation. And Carlton very good in close. Sexton, high kick, Kernahan with the sit, Jakovic with the fist, and Murphy out of context with this game, ambles across the boundary line. So a throw in on the wing. The Eagles with their problems. Carlton, the quick start, leads 7-3 to 2-6. Wally going second term. Allen, who's been very good, directs it down in front. Across the line once more as we go down to Adrian.
Dennis, to add weight to your argument, West Coast are using Michael Braun, the young Michael Braun on Williams. 13-year difference there, and he knows he's in the game now, let me tell you.
Schofield, Ratton belts it out, and you hit it on the head a moment ago, Dennis. Carlton have been so good under pressure and close.
Yep.
Little handballs, little gives, kept finding the target.
Well, they are the #1 handball side in the competition. #1 disposals too. They do like to put the ball around.
You talk about an age difference. Wooden on Bradley as well, so interesting to see if the young legs will suffice in the end. Got it away, Williams enough, then put the tackle on. That one went out of Hickmott. Bradley good. O'Sullivan tried to go off the ground. McKay, Morrison and Dean. Morrison fighting hard, trying to get it out. Dars, but only to McKay. McKay safety first, belts at the centre wing. Allen's been terrific in the opening half. Worsfold runs across hard at him, and Murphy goes hard at Worsfold. It's good footy all round. Well done. It's a free kick off Murphy on the fall. He's stiff.
I think he gave it over the shoulder, Bruce.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, he's still stiff.
Stiffer.
Well, that's pretty ticky-touchable. Wasn't Worsfold off the line?
The umpire hadn't called play on. That's technical,
Yeah.
but correct.
Worsfold, centering kick. Good. To Wooden. Little give to Jakovic. Goes to half forward. Gehrig, they've gone the long way around West Coast here. Kemp. Still Kemp. Back to Wooden. Wooden at 50 now. Goes for goal. Good penetrating kick. He's got it. A beauty like Matera. Well, they went a long way from home, didn't they? Out wide. Interestingly, Tim, both their goals have been scored from the same spot.
Well, on that occasion, Carlton really flooded the central part of the forward line out about 20-30 metres from the top of the square, which forced them wide on that occasion. And the West Coast Eagles now having to kick their goals from difficult angles, but they're just slowly working their way back into the game, although Carlton is still winning most of the close-in battles.
Carlton lead by 21 points. Another very good bounce in the middle. Very high and very straight. Ratton the half chance. The hand pass came from Wooden. Fed back nicely by Simmons. Wooden's away on the wing. He's forward of the wing now, running down towards half forward. Ill-directed kick though. Manton underneath it. Marks at his second attempt. Interesting in that last goal as Manton plays on. Saw the numbers to the outer side. Hickmott feeds it out to Bradley. Bradley's away. Kicking down towards half forward. Kernahan and Jakovic. Kernahan reduced to the spoiler that time. Knocked it away. This is Matera. Takes them on. Morrison sent into space. Morrison the chip, demanding something of Hetty. Hetty turns around and claims the mark. Just inside the 50. 7-3-3-6. And the Eagles now enjoying one of their best patches in this game. Hetty. Eyes bulging on the boundary.
You'd have a shot from there, wouldn't you? That's their sweet spot this quarter.
Well, he's stretching as though he may. Just going back to that last goal on the run by Wooden. Jakovic involved in the build-up, and I get the feeling if Jakovic can run off Kernahan, that would be a good result for the West Coast Eagles. Can he, though? No doubt about his fitness. Meantime, here's Hetty from right on the 50. Trying to thread the needle. Won't do it this time. Turnbull over the top, open goal. The Eagles are coming on strong.
See if Michael Sexton has another look at this after the game. He'll be disappointed with himself. He just allowed Ryan Turnbull a run at the ball. All he had to do was body his player as that ball approached. And Turnbull, just the forgotten man. Sexton leaving him, going out to help.
West Coast challenging strongly. 4-6 to 7-3. Back to 15 points. Terrific game here. Hope you're enjoying it on footy's home ground around Australia. Schofield out of the centre to half forward. Oh, wonderful mark. Terrific effort there by Hickmott against the flow. Played against the Blues in a grand final. Dean forces on. Williams, sensational opening quarter and a bit. Braun the job on him. McKenna, clever, out of play. Plays the percentages so well, McKenna. You do wonder if he's fully fit. Matera looks to be galloping well tonight. Looks to be in good shape. Ball. Anstey. Good hip and shoulder by McKenna. Then had the strength to break the Ratton. Under pressure ball, out of play. Runner out with Ratton, blue runner. 7 goals, 3 to 4-6.
And really, you'd almost be asking Steve Kernahan to sacrifice his own game tonight to take Glenn Jakovic out of play and just let Murphy become their marking player when they go forward, because he's got a terrific pair of hands.
Hickmott waits the kick. Murphy and Kernahan targets at the back. Ratton got a bad bounce. Schofield away. Little one to Simmons.
Simmons inside the centre square on the burst. Kicks to space. Gehrig favoured by the kick. Has the pace. Hetty steaming back towards the goal square. Gehrig, some uncertainty, goes outside. Schofield 55 metres out. Shocking kick. Simmons onto the loose ball and runs into goal and gets it. A bit of luck there for the West Coast Eagles.
Well, you call it right, Dennis. It was a little bit of luck, but at the same time, Simmons made his own luck by running into that space, and Whitehead was shaking his head. And he saw Simmons get the ball. Fraser Gehrig taking the man onto the mark. I mean, it looked like he was indecisive at that stage, but it did create that little bit of extra room for the West Coast Eagles defenders.
Well, the Blues need the next one suddenly, even though they lead, because all the momentum is with the Eagles. 7 to 5. Do you like that, Dennis, in the centre there?
I do.
There's Braun and Williams. There's a ball having a talk. Ooh. And the umpire saw it, Greg.
Well, he was lucky the first time, wasn't he, really, when that ball was locked between the two players.
Worsfold cleans him up. Silly stuff by Williams, though. Jakovic. It's 50 metres, I think, against Carlton. So very silly, Greg. Almost a goal given away. Not a whole lot in it, really. But there's a fair bit after all that.
Would you say a lot of brawn but not a lot of brain?
Well, Kemp to make it sting. 48 metres out, directly in front. He's got it. Well,
That stings.
it does, and the champ is going to have to watch himself because he's played so well, but he's just given up a very easy goal, and suddenly West Coast are within a kick, and they've sucked him in. They've got him, hook, line and sinker at the moment.
Yes, he needs to be very careful. Another youngster now in his face, Josh Wooden. A learning curve for Braun and Wooden tonight.
And for Williams, Dennis.
Well, he's been around a long time. Playing a wonderful game by the same token. Allen got it down. This is Hamill. Feeds it back. Hickmott took a while. Was aware, though. He kicks it down towards half forward. O'Sullivan hit the ball hard to drop the mark. Koutafidis. Can the Blues grab one back? Bradley contorts. Feeds it back to Koutafidis. Goes with the left boot. They need a goal. They've got one. Anthony Koutafidis.
That was brilliant then by Koutafidis. Just the way he won the ball around centre half forward and then to follow it up. And that's exactly what Carlton have been wanting from Anthony Koutafidis. They really want him to stand up as a player when the chips are down and the game's getting tight. And they'll be extremely pleased with that bit of play. Once again, Carlton getting in the centre bounce break. It really makes a difference when you get those centre bounce breaks. Neither side gets the time to set up their defence.
Hamill came bursting in. He had a good first quarter, and Hickmott was involved. Bradley got it from Allen. Back to Anstey. Good build-up. Carlton come back. Kick to centre half forward. Murphy front spot. Worsfold at the back. Kernahan there. O'Sullivan a left footer. Back to Kernahan. Was touched by Djakovic. Play on. Williams keeps his eye on it. Braun. High tackle by Anstey. Not paid. Ridden into the ground. West Coast. They were stiff. Simmons wants a free kick. Not paid. Play on called. Djakovic away. It's a great game of footy. Two bounces. Lopes up to half forward. Centre wing, I should say. Turnbull, whose height has been a bit of a worry. Plays on quickly. Garrick's pace always a worry. Nanton gets back with Dean to put the pressure on. Matera's coming charging through with Morrison. Bradley to try and get back. Morrison off the ground. Out of play. It went from the back pocket to the forward pocket in very fast time. You had to be quick to keep up.
So Morrison. Anxiety around the ground. It is a sellout now. Vacant seats evident. Down in front, Dean. Allen's unhappy. Fight off the ball. Meantime, the ball's on the outer side. Williams, not a crowd favourite. Cleverly done. Pulled his kick. Worked it nicely to the advantage of Murphy. Murphy under pressure, though. Banfield now. Gets the hand pass away to Braun. Braun on the wing. Down towards half forward. Kemp appear to be held on to. No free kick. In comes Hogg. Claims Philip Matera. Meantime, the kick will come back to Kemp. It looks pretty blatant. Dean Kemp off his step. Prods it down towards the pocket. Manton reaches over the top of Garrick. Fisted away. Against the flow, McKay. Philip Matera got him. In goes Turnbull, taken on by Sexton. And across the line, right on the West Coast Eagles attacking 50. 8.5 minutes to half time. Tony Evans in the foreground. Grigich behind him. Justin Murphy coming off. There's Allen. He's not happy. He's coming off under the blood rule. And that occurred after the boundary throw-in. A bit went on between he and Jason Ball. They finished up on the deck, dicing it out. Allen's off the ground, so not great balance here. Whitnell comes on. Allen's off. I would imagine Kernahan will go across to the boundary throw-in. So a lengthy delay with the blood rule affecting play right on the outer side. Well, Whitnell's gone straight onto the ball, at least for the moment, and will ruck. In from the side, Dean loves that situation, gains about 10 metres, and out she goes.
Adrian.
Yes, Allen's just got a cut under his eye. He'll be okay, just getting it patched up a bit. Greg Williams is a champion, but the crowd has really erupted against him at the moment, and Subiaco is rocking, boys, and the Eagles are riding the crest of the wave, let me tell you.
We can feel it. McKay, Koutafidis. Can the Blues respond? Dean have got some numbers around the ball. Camporelli. Now, is there a free kick coming back to Carlton? It is, and McKay's got it in the back pocket. Well, Chris Mainwaring more than anyone would know what it means when you get the crowd behind you here, Chris.
Yeah, certainly, Bruce. I think that incident with Greg Williams may have certainly an effect on the game long term. We saw it 2 weeks ago against Collingwood where John Worsfold did that fantastic shirt front and right. Again, I'd like to see what happens with the incidents later on in the game, but a brilliant game, and no offence to Greg Williams, I do rate him as in my top 5 footballers, but that could have an effect on the end result tonight.
Hamill's kick, Koutafidis and Matera. It's been a terrific duel. McKenna trying to affect the spoil. Well, the smother was Williams, keeping his eye on it. Very well done there by Stone, pushing forward. Dean just gets a kick away, only as far as Schofield at centre wing. West Coast charging back in the second quarter. Schofield's kick to centre half forward. Oh, beautiful Mark Manton. But Morrison really was caught up there. And Manton away as the Blues come through Whitehead to Anstey. Whitehead out of room. Handball okay though. Back to McKay. McKay at centre half back. Good short kick to Whitnell. Took it on his bootlaces. Dropped it holding the footy. Surely Kemp gets it and kicks it to centre half forward and finds Heady. Heady going to go on, decides not to, then goes short. Interesting kick. Carlton with numbers. Bradley to Hogg.
Hogg peels off the defensive line, then goes out to Sexton under pressure. Initially Turnbull, now Heady. Sexton knocks it across the boundary line. 6.5 minutes to half time. 8-3 to 6-6. This quarter has belonged to the West Coast Eagles, and to carry on Adrian's wave analogy, I mean, it's that sort of game. If your wave comes in tonight, you better catch it. Knocked down in front, close to the boundary line. It's still in. Pittmont did well, kept his poise. It was a live ball. McKenna, aided by Banfield's body, takes the mark out his side. Guy McKenna right on the wing there. Back to half forward. Turnbull on the lead. Sexton reaches over the top. Heady's got it now. Hard against the line. Pulls it back. It floats down towards the attacking 50. Bradley slides in like a base runner going to second. Takes it on his chest. Chips it across. O'Sullivan in space. In the true centre half back position. Not the quickest man. Breaks away. Goes to half forward. Jakovic is up, and that's a brilliant grab. Probably would have got the free. Whitnell was bearing down on him. Jakovic controlled the ball to the ground. Pops it out wide. Gehrig has it. Fraser Gehrig wants to go. His stock and trade. Anstey just got by him. Kicks inside the 50. Philip Matera's got it. He's right on the 50. 9 points separating these sides. Philip Matera goes for distance. Gets onto this spiral. Wrong side of the post. Behind.
Kick 3 behind. Good long kick though. 6-7-8-3. Gehrig so quick. And
he always forces the pace, doesn't he?
Cuts the line in a hurry, doesn't he? He certainly does. Bradley short to Hogg. They're holding pretty firm here, Carlton, for the last 5 minutes. To Manton. Was he off? No, says the umpire. So Manton at half back. The Blues under great pressure. West Coast making its run. Allen back on the field. It ricocheted away from Hamill. He was really unsighted. Ratton's little handball. Anstey. Camporelli probably happy to see it go over. And I think careful also not to make it go over on the full there. Now Jakovic goes back for Kernahan and McIntosh goes back for Silvani. There's Anstey off the field. Grigic waiting to come on. Ball wins the tap. Good play, Ratton. Bradley's having a wonderful first half. Charges away. Kernahan went to ground. Jakovic with him. Ball comes to ground. Koutafidis to take Jakovic on. Williams to get back. They've got numbers here, the Blues. Williams to keep. Oh, brilliantly done. Kernahan couldn't quite take it. It's a wonderful bit of vision by Williams. Braun well done. Kept his cool. Hamill charges through. What a contest. Boundary throw in. Gee, Williams nearly perfected a genius handball there, didn't he?
And Kernahan really did his best to get in his weight, didn't he? As we see Hamill. Free kick against Carlton, I think, here for...
What about young Braun there?
He's got line on the floor.
Kernahan, McKenna, and also Williams around him. You think perhaps he'd reach in for his autograph book.
McKenna at half back. To centre wing. Allen. There's Braun. Held on to. Missed by O'Sullivan. Umpire coming in quickly. Matera gets hold of Williams. Greg giving away a free kick to Grigic, I think. He has, and Griggins has got it at half-back. There's another 50 metres here. Gee, Greg's obviously said something to the umpire here. He's underdone all the good work, I reckon.
Well, look, he can be undisciplined at times, but we also saw Luke O'Sullivan. He's such a left-sided player, Luke O'Sullivan. He had space in front of him, but he was trying to do an arc to get back on his left boot when he was caught.
Schofield inside the 50 then. Hearing the target man, who's done a good job considering. Simmons in front. Matera hard against the line, pulls it back. Nobody at home. Dean. Ooh, some doubt about that. Hickmott on the overlap. Chips to the pocket. This is Bradley. So 13 possessions for Greg Williams, but he's given away 100 metres we know of tonight so far. So he's marginally in credit. On the outer side, Allen knocked away by Simmons. Another whistle, so the umpire's getting involved now, and the West Coast Eagles on the right end of things at the moment. Having a very good patch. Stone short. McKenna pushing up the ground about 80 metres from goal to the pocket. Gearing on the burst. Getting in front is Bradley, and he does very nicely, coming up to his 14th possession. Maintaining his average against the Eagles and for the season. Out of the back pocket, up towards centre half back, and Allen thought about going. Now he does. Releases the ball over the top. This is Hogg. Had to reach down and find it. As a result, a hurried kick floats out towards the wing. They wrestle in front. De Julio came at it, knocked it down. Oh, scintillating speed. Coming through like the Matador. It goes out wide from Matera. Heady's got it. He would be about 40 metres out. Exhilaration there from Matera. The short one comes in, and the mark is held by Simmons. Peter Matera did not break stride as he approached that ball. There were bodies all around it. And that was marvellous, and that was the end of it. Out to Heady. Heady came short, and Simmons now, who played so well for Western Australia against the Allies on this ground in his State of Origin debut 7 days ago. The hallmark of that night was his long distance passing. This is a shot at goal from 45. And he's pushed it to the right. No good.
Might be time to bring Steve Silvani up the ground a bit. He hasn't been near the ball this quarter because the ball hasn't been near him. Carlton have only had the ball on their forward line 5 times, and they really do want him back in the play.
Bradley getting hold of it again from McKay, and quickly on. Goes long, as he so often does, but De Julio at the back, that was better. Not sure why he went the punch the last time. Heady back to Schofield. Back to Worsfold, kept his cool, did all right, but a high ball doesn't give his forwards much hope. Dean belts it forward. Matera brilliantly done. Wonderful play to Simmons. Good play by the umpire to get out of the way. Simmons another mongrel kick, but it might be all right. Morrison onto it. Good tackle, brought him down. O'Sullivan, play on call, the advantage, and Luke comes charging away. The Rhino wants the boundary line. McKenna will get it. He had nobody to kick it to. McKenna sizes it up, chips in short. Morrison should go on. He does, with a handball, which was very interesting. To Wooden, who sells one to Bradley and then kicks to Griggins, who gets a push, but no free kick. And Allen belts the handball away. It has been a sensational opening half. Cooter's got it a centre half back.
Back to Hickmott. Up towards half-back. Hickmott pushing up the ground. The kick to the outer side. Stone did well. Reached over the top. Knocked it down. Banfield went looking for Matera. Enjoying a purple patch here. Matera down towards full forward. Gearing's in front. Brilliantly done by Manton. Well played by the defender Allen to slap it away. But the Eagles have got a chance. Turnbull throws it on the boot. And it bounces out of bounds. Well, the pressure absolutely enormous. Pulsating game down to 34 seconds remaining in the half.
West Coast Eagles' work rate really has increased this quarter. They're starting to win a lot of those 50-50 balls at the packs.
Allen, who's been great, gains about 25 metres. Angled two-fister and a boundary throw. No breeze to speak of. Very still night. About 40,000 now watching this one. It's a great rivalry. They've had some cliffhangers. Close to the boundary. Morrison working out of trouble, but gave it away. Camporelli. We're down to 18 seconds. Have Carlton got time? Around the outer side, Hamill. O'Sullivan left it behind Matera. His last 5 minutes have been superb. He kicks down towards the pocket. They come from all directions. Carlton well represented, too many up. Hurriedly onto the boot, Morrison. It floats. It's gone the required distance. Hickmott got a fist on it. The siren sounds. Heady snaps. Nothing doing. In half-time, I think everybody at this ground looking for a chance to catch their breath. It's been something out of the box. He's been good. Glenn Jakovic. He's been good and bad.
He's been like Mae West, hasn't he? Gee, it's been a great game. Just feel the tension up here. 9-9, aren't they? I think in 18 meetings. Dead set square, these two clubs. Some terrific clashes. That game 2 years ago, late in the year, when Carlton were trying to win 20 games for the season, and they won by a point. It had the lot, and this one is poised, isn't it?
Yes, these two, Malthouse and Parkin, have gone 13 times against each other since Michael Malthouse has been with the West Coast Eagles, and it's 7-6 for Malthouse.
You do get the feeling, though, the West Coast Eagles are beginning to wear Carlton down. An indication that time they took the ball into their forward line 16 times to Carlton's 5. So they had all the play that quarter forward of their own forward of the centre. They just weren't able to manufacture enough goals, which has been their problem in recent times. And Manton, I thought the one-on-one duels that he had with Fraser Gehrig, really, he did a magnificent job under extreme pressure on a number of occasions.
I get the feeling half-time's come at a very good time as far as Carlton are concerned. Very good time.
6-7 to 8-3. It is 43 to 51 at the long break. Welcome back to Subiaco. Let's go down to the boundary. Adrian Barrage and Chris Mainwaring.
Yeah, Bruce, they had a smoking kills display on before. I reckon mainly the tension might kill us before into this game. It's been fantastic, and from the rooms, it's enormous as well.
Yeah, we're a little bit concerned about Carlton's supremacy in the air. Allen's been very dominant around the ground, and perhaps that's why Illy Griggs finds himself on the boundary line. But hopefully we can continue on in the third quarter like we did that last quarter.
Yeah, tough one to pick, boys. Back to you.
Yes, terrific setup here. Going the wrong way, Giulio, and may get away with it. Allen's been wonderful. Koutafidis through the centre towards Silvani, and Silvani with an opportunity. He had Hamill on his own and didn't realise it. It was a waste. It's hard to criticise him after what he's done at that end of the ground tonight, but I think he knows Hamill was clearly on his own. Maybe he didn't hear the call, but it was a gimme had he got it over.
Well, I think DeLulio was almost heading for an own goal. He got that ball in the centre there too. But that bit of bodywork by Silvani once again on McIntosh, just getting him out of position, all his weight on one foot, knocking him off.
McIntosh finds his mark, gets to Schofield at centre half back. Must be hard for players to come out after such a half and continue with the same intensity. So let's see if we can get a trend early in the second half. Schofield runs away, a couple of bounces, and just finds Banfield. It was perfectly weighted in the end. Stone's kick, well done Koutafidis. Could we see a huge second half from him? Half volley by Ratton. Handball was excellent to Bradley. Bradley goes short and finds his man. This is a good start, and Hamill has played a good game.
He has been a good player tonight, Aaron Hamill, but the man on the mark, Stone, pushed up the field, and as we see so often, defenders now are instructed to run forward. They run a long way forward. If there's a turnover, then they're often out of position if the opposition side can get the ball back into their forward line quickly. 45
metres out. The crowd like it. They reckon he's missed. Silvani reckons he's got it, and he has. Coming back the goal, and Hamill with 2 now, and that's a soft goal really, isn't it, for Carlton, and just the start they needed here.
So Koutafidis taking the ball. This kick not hitting its target, but Ratton sensing Bradley running through the centre. That's Bradley's 19th touch for the game, and the West Coast Eagles probably thinking that the ball would go long to Silvani, and Hamill just propping there. And this ball just appeared to be going right at the post. Just maybe a late swing by Glenn McGrath.
Back in the middle. Early goal for the Blues. Braun on his knees, in trouble. Kemp Did nicely, stood up in the tackle. Kernahan likewise. Simmons under pressure, slung, gets the boot on the ball down towards half forward. In front, Philip Matera. Let it bounce off his chest, twisting and turning. Puts it back inside the 50. Gehrig. Hickmott goes back with courage. Loose ball. Matten's got it. Spills wide, but it's going to be a free kick, I think, to Hickmott.
Paid it from the back. Dennis.
Well, for courage alone, he deserves to have the footy.
He's been a good player tonight too. Hickmott had plenty of the ball.
Not sure about that, but still the ball goes towards the outer side. Turnbull is up, knocks it goalward. Chance for Hogg. Spills wide. Dean dragged off it. McKay soccers the ball out wide. Sexton right against the line. Goes down towards Williams. He opts out of the contest. Kernahan was there. Had it fisted away by Djakovic. And out she goes. Boundary throw in. Djakovic has won that duel. Evans in the foreground. Gladiator over the years for the West Coast Eagles. Thrown in. Going to push in the back to Allen. Nothing doing. He could have been dragged off it. Spills wide. Hogg on the line. Taken by McKenna front on. Across the line they and the ball go. And the boundary throw in.
So Kernahan's presence at centre half forward really hypnotises the Carlton players when they go forward. I'd like to see him act as a decoy, get Djakovic out of the game and perhaps use Murphy as their focal point across half forward.
Braun got it from McKenna. He's at half forward, left foot. Hogg should take it. He does. Gehrig collects him again. And there's going to be 50 here. Not sure if he paid the penalty for the last one on Hickmott, which didn't seem to be a lot in it. That one probably a bit later. Well, fair to say, yeah.
And with intent. If you are going to give one away, give it away deep.
But Hogg comes to centre wing now. So the Blues have come out all right here, 6-7-9-4. Hogg can get this to within about 50, and he does kick towards Hamill. In between them, front spot was McKenna, taken by O'Sullivan, can't break the tackle, had it for a fair while, Wooten off the ground, he was holding the footy, I think coming back now. O'Sullivan with it for such a long time, and Wooten to get it, McKenna to get it at half back. Was looking to give to Stone, decided against it. So, Guy McKenna, the only Eagle to have played 200 games, magnificent career, champion player, into Banfield. Banfield quickly away, centre wing, gets the ball to centre half forward. McKay and Kemp, interesting battle there. Gehrig caught, taken by Dean. Dean belts it wide. Sexton has to sit and wait. Turnbull had the drop, built it towards the boundary line, and out of play. Boundary throw in about 80 metres from West Coast goal. It's 6-7, I should say, to 9-4 here. Sell-out crowd, terrific night in Perth, and they're enjoying it.
Tossed in. Allen always wanting front position, knocks it down. Bradley over the ball, can't keep it in. Across it goes. Well, Bradley been terrific again tonight. Talking about his average possessions this season, 28. It's up from 24 last season and 23 in 95. So it's a stellar year for him. De Julio wide of the pack towards the wing. Almost the mark to Murphy. Hitting the ball hard. O'Sullivan running through midfield with support. Looping hand pass, they combine nicely. It comes to Camporelli. Sullivan and Camporelli eventually get it down to this man Silvani, who flirted with the idea of going.
I think he almost committed himself to going. Then his eyes lit up. What's this? Oh, there's a... No, there's not.
Well, there was. Stephen Silvani at number 5 then. From 40 metres. It holds its line. No, not quite. Just fell away right to left. Behind. Let off for the West Coast Eagles, but Carlton looking good to start this term. Emergency umpire has been out to Fraser Gehrig, so I'm not sure whether there was a report there for that bump in the back. And Hogg.
McKenna very short to McIntosh. And McIntosh short to Stone. Murphy's in at him. Well done, Stone. Good effort there. And again they go short. Braun Held his ground, play on. Allen gets it to Williams. Williams outside 50, centering kick. Silvani has a run, takes a specky. He's just winning the ball so often, one-on-one, or in that case there were two-on-one, I know, but he's getting so much of the football when it's in his territory.
Really brilliant play then by Greg Williams just to claim Braun. Didn't give a free kick away, just knocked the ball out of his hands, forced the turnover.
Guides it through for his 5th goal. And all of a sudden, there's a break, isn't there? It's 10-6. You can't see this game really opening up goals-wise. It's going to be fairly tight, and Carlton are nearly 4 in front.
Well, Carlton's defence has been strong all night, and that is a trademark mark from Steve Silvani.
So often the way a side gets a run on, approaching half-time, it's a long break, and Carlton had a chance to go away and regroup. Ratton to Bradley. Jankovic, strong tackle by Williams, got him to ground before he got the hand pass away. Simmons pulls it back to the middle. Ball inside the centre square, unloads. Danawoods full forward. Contest, Morrison almost in front. Opportunity for Gehrig. Manton put his body in. Phil Matera kept his balance. Manton comes again. It's close to the boundary line. Gehrig feigns a hand pass, goes with the right boot now. It's Goldwood. It's floating. Has it got the carry? Heady was off the post. Heady may have touched it off the post. No doubting, though, that it's a behind of the West Coast Eagles that moves them closer. Not what they wanted.
Ball hit the post, and this is a great attempt.
Here's Bradley. Broadcast side with a kick. Manton, good grab, surrounded by Eagles, and that could well be 50. He was claimed by Kemp. Doesn't get it. So Manton, left half back. Up towards the wing. Ball, Allen in front. Well played by Braun. Quickly away. Banfield pumps it back inside. 2-on-1 situation. Well, between the pair of them, they didn't do too well. Heady and Morrison. It was socket away. And again, Bradley. Initially, it was Manton. Across the half-back line goes the footy. Morrison outnumbered now. Sexton has it right half-back. Kicks it very high. There's a Carlton man out there. DeUlio. He has to wait. Simmons got across. He's pacey and punches it out of bounds.
West Coast Eagles really have to make more of those forward opportunities. They had the Carlton defence outnumbered. Glenn Manton was out of position when that ball arrived. And Morrison just showing perhaps a lack of poise on that occasion.
Williams. Ratton, well done. DeUlio. McKenna couldn't take the mark. Chance here. O'Sullivan. Can he get the handball to Kernahan? No. Well done. Jankovic kept his call. McKenna away to Gehrig, who's getting a lot of the football, Gehrig. Centre wing. Comes out wide to Matera. And Matera, Kudafidi's duel has been good. Kuda's had more touches. Matera's probably been a little more damaging at times, but you take Kudafidi's narrowly in front. Kemp about 75 to 80 metres from goal. His match-up with McKay has been good. Can he drift it over the back for a West Coast mark? He punches high. Turnbull's going to be his target. Sexton with the height disadvantage. Well, Heady off the ground, and Bradley sits on it and takes the mark. It's got Williams short. Oh, left foot not good, Bradley. Camporelli got it. I may be being a bit hard on Bradley. Camporelli's kick out wide. Williams saw them coming charging at him. Still in dispute. Williams hard at it. Hickmott, handball out. Dean brilliantly done. He had little room there and he belted it away. Adrian Barrage on the boundary line.
Bruce, as you wise men predicted, Stephen Kernahan is taking Jankovic out of the play as much as he can, up the ground or deep into attack. And I think, as Tim said, Murphy's become more or less the centre-half forward, trying to expose Johnny Worsfold. So very interesting times.
Up the other end of the ground, Turnbull's now gone to full forward, and Gehrig's gone up the ground. And the West Coast Eagles also trying to expose Peter Dean for pace. Morrison is his direct opponent.
10-5 to 6-8. Carlton lead. Just over 12 minutes remaining in the third term. Still night in Perth. Awkward bounce. Allen, who's been terrific, thumps it out wide. Worsfold charges in, trying to do a Victoria Park there. He missed his target, and it will be thrown in. A smile from John Worsfold. Obviously feels rather that Eagles need a lift. Trying to provide it physically. Camporelli is slung. Good tackle by Braun. Taking a full rotation was Ratton. The hand pass goes across the boundary line once more. Will be thrown in. A real battle now. Allen and ball once more. Allen works his way in front. Ball reaches over the top. Almost to Bradley. He could have been taken high. Ratton slides in on his knees, tries to hand pass the ball out. Eventually dug it out. Bradley keeps it going. Goal. Wood to Ulio was put down. Now an opportunity for Wooden. Nicely done. Slips it away. Simmons around the outer side with precision. Finds ball. No margin for error there. To hug the boundary line. Jason Bull back in the side off injury. Well directed kick though. Gave it away. Pickmott, who's been very good in this term.
To Bradley. Changes direction, very short to McKay. It's probably been the glaring fault in the West Coast game tonight, the delivery when they've gone forward, and a couple of missed goals early. Jakovic just belts it away. Every metre important here for the moment. I feel like it's going to be a goal on the break here for one or the other. They're the handballs, look at the Blues. Such an advantage. Tim's told us that they handle more than any other team this year. Certainly tonight it shows up. And I think Carlton will be pleased with this scenario because they've probably got a 50-50 chance of getting the break here and creating a goal with West Coast. And if they do, they'll go 5 in front.
Well, they've looked potent when they've gone forward, haven't they? If they can get inside the 50, and Stephen Silvani has been doing the rest for them tonight.
Koutafidis has got Matera out of the play too. He's standing at centre-half forward. O'Sullivan, Williams, this might be the break. Camporelli comes away, charges, not a, well, I said not a great kick, but Silvani's got it. I thought Matera might cut it off. It was perfect in the end. Gee, I thought...
What about the release handball by Williams, though, to Camporelli?
Sensational. It was just the scenario we're talking about. A quick break one way or the other. And could Silvani kick number 6? 40 metres out, in front, no, misses, so he's kicked 3 behinds in this quarter and 1 goal. So at half-time he had 4-0, and right now he's got 5-3, and 2 of those goals have been pretty easy ones. It's 10-6 to 6-8.
Blues on top and looking good. McKenna, bring it in. First on ground in last year's first qualifying final on this ground. 7 possessions in that game, including 14 in the third term. Something similar would be nice here. Gets another one, feeds it back. McIntosh and he combine. Wooden out of the back pocket, up towards the wing. They're outnumbered the West Coast Eagles. Knocked forward by McKay, which didn't hurt them really. It was the Eagles I was talking about, streaming through Williams, who will. Gets it across to Manton. Manton sends towards centre-half forward. Murphy almost. It falls behind. Spinning out of trouble is Braun. Gets it away to Peter Matera. Matera slides it across the ground, presenting Jakovic with a run. Jakovic on the outer side wing decides to take on Kernahan. That's a mistake. Kernahan grabbed him, and it's holding the ball. Well, he didn't treat Kernahan with due respect there. And as a result, pays the price. Kernahan back towards half forward goes the kick. Stone almost. Murphy off his hands, away to Ratton. Ratton's kick is deflected. It spins across towards half forward O'Sullivan. Camporelli into space. 25 metres out, bounces it wide. So the Blues now squandering their chances, and perhaps in the last 5 minutes could have wrapped this one up.
10-7, 6-8. That was interesting. Gehrig away, and the umpire got halfway through putting the old flag back. Good mark, Allen. McIntosh to full forward for West Coast, so big change there. Allen just puts it up for Silvani, so confident that he can beat anyone. Gehrig has gone back there, so that move you talked about, Tim, in the first 10 minutes, I think you did, Dennis, actually. The first 10 minutes. O'Sullivan coming off the ground and Whitehead coming on. It's been all right, O'Sullivan, in this quarter. Broken a couple of lines. Ratton's been good. Carlton seemingly in control, but there's still not a lot on the scoreboard. Djakovic back to Gehrig, concedes the behind, 10-8, 6-8.
Carlton have rotated a number of players through the midfield just to keep the running pressure up on the West Coast Eagles.
There's McIntosh on the forward line. Tries to put it with the footy, the other end of the ground. Started well, got a lot of the ball, but didn't put it on the scoreboard. Horsfeld offers a lead. Comes very wide as the kick. Beautifully done. Precision there. Peter Matera took the mark behind the zone defence and comes away with a couple of bounces. Carries the ball up towards the wing. The finish again is not good. It wanders down towards right half forward and Hetty, who can't keep it in. A boundary throw in 8.5 minutes till three-quarter time.
And Dennis, they may have Gehrig down there just as much for his kick-ins as his defensive work on Stephen Silvani, because they haven't looked dangerous at all when they've cleared the ball, the West Coast Eagles, until that last Gehrig kick-in.
Trying to do a Buckley. Down in front, Koutafidis hurriedly onto the boot. McKenna, rear blemish, couldn't hang on, goes to ground. Ratton over the top. Banfield slides in. They'll have a bounce on the wing. So a brief respite. Pressure cooker like tonight. And McKenna, marvellous eagle. 10-8, 6-8. Carlton have been terrific. They came here to play, no question about that. Their run has been good too. Bradley indicating that. Storms away. Allen's work in the pack there was terrific. Silvani misses it on the forward line. Opportunity wide of the pack for Hamill. Went to ground. Silvani pokes it through. His sixth.
That's going to hurt Tim, isn't it?
That was a sensational bit of play by Matthew Allen, though. Players just going to congratulate him. Now, that tap down to Craig Bradley was as good as you'll see from a ruckman. And then Bradley just kicking it to the sweet spot. Silvani almost taking the grab and then following up here for a sliding goal. Aren't they happy?
It's probably the big margin of the match, 11-8 to 6-8. 5 goals in it. West Coast need the next. Williams out of the centre. Left of screen has certainly been the scoring end. Camporelli lucky. Takes the mark. Short to Silvani. Stretching him. Gehrig's quick, remember. Silvani seems to be able to beat anyone tonight. Still in play. Could kick this. This is the sort of night he's having. No. Front of the square. Beat punch by Djakovic. McKenna kept his eye on it. And they're happy to have it out of play. Just trying to work how many goals to the left of screen. 6 in the first by Carlton, 5 in the second by West Coast. That's 11 and 3 here. So 14 of the 17 goals have come left of screen.
No reason for that.
No, none at all. But it's 11-8 to 6-8, and the Blues are going well. Kernahan trying to take it out of the air. Suddenly they're growing in confidence again.
And Mick Malthouse will be wanting Fraser Gehrig to run down the ground every time the West Coast Eagles gain possession of the ball. Stephen Silvani, as wonderful a player as he is, he doesn't have a great deal of endurance. You can drag him up the field, make him spend his effort up there, but he won't be as dangerous a forward when the Carlton players do get the ball.
Djakovic thumps it wide. Williams an opportunity from 35 metres out, pulls it back just wide of the mark. Behind. And Williams set the turn early. He was brilliant in the centre square. Fraser Gehrig, part of this bully. Good defence at the moment. Kicks in short. Not too short. Gained about 35 metres. Hetty's got to get a free kick over the shoulder. Brett Hetty up from the back pocket. Towards the wing. Coming up the ground there is ball. Working in front. Allen did brilliantly to knock it down. Whitehead, but it's going to come back, I think, as a free kick to Allen. Classic example of a player who wants to be in front of boundary throw-ins, and in the marking contest there just demands that front spot. Got it. Rewarded. That nick under the eye. Kicks inside the 50. Big pack again. Koutafidis over the top. Ratton roving the pack. Somehow managed to kick. Was it touched? No. Gehrig slides in and has paid the mark. Plenty of arms around the ball, but somehow got through. Gehrig off his step. Sends it wide. No conviction though at the present time for the West Coast Eagles. Banfield releases Stone, in trouble. McKay came to meet him. The ball bounces around the outer side. Jason Ball's got the run of it. Well played by Camporelli to knock it out. Sexton, the beneficiary, spears it to the pocket. Hamill. Well, the tiny things in football so often very important. And that hand in there was all it took.
Yes, that's absolutely correct, Dennis. That's all it needed. It was just that lunge. Knocked the ball, and Hamill back there on his own. West Coast Eagles players pushing up. That's the price you pay.
Going for his third, his second of the term. Wayward kick right across the face, out of bounds on the floor.
They've missed some, haven't they, the Blues, in this quarter?
Should be all over.
It should be.
Had enough of it to be 8 or 9 in front in a low-scoring match. There's still 5 in front. So West Coast far from dead. But boy, they do need just one before three-quarter time to give them something to come into the last quarter with.
They've just got to try and shake somebody free. Carlton have tied up their best players.
Allen and ball. Allen's been magnificent. Sexton at the back, building forward. Matera belts it away. Whitehead trying to get back. He doesn't quite get a handle on it. Does now. Hamble inside, puts his man under pressure to Julio. But he has some pace and now some room. He should be able to deliver. Sexton a target, not a good kick. It was a poor kick. McKenna should make him pay to Simmons. Now he's got Wooden wide, hasn't he? McKay's given 50. And Simmons can come inside the 50. That's the fourth 50-metre penalty Carlton's given away tonight.
It's a critical turnover too. That kick of DeLulio's. Magnificent interception by McKenna. And this is the goal that you spoke about only 2 minutes ago, Bruce.
He hasn't kicked well tonight, Simmons. We talked about that off camera at half-time. He kicked brilliantly here last week, his field kicking. He's had plenty of the football, but this is a must goal. Steers it and steers it through. He's had a good game. He's kicked 2 goals. And the Blues have suffered with those 50s, haven't they? 7-8 to 11-9.
That's a goal. As we see this interception here by McKenna, good vision, kicked it back to the space. There was 2 Eagles players there. I thought that was pretty good guarding of the man, actually. A bit tough on McKay in that instance.
Andrew McKay very aware of 2 loose men on the outer side too, so he took it to the margin. It was dressed up by Simmons. Here's Kemp. Matera inside the centre square, chips it out wide. An opportunity now for Braun. He's taking the mark and wants to go. The defensive side of the wing, down towards half forward. Can the Eagles find another one? Brilliant mark. Sexton falling off his man, held his ground initially, knew there was carry on the ball, and went back to find him. Chips up towards the wing. Off hands, Matera flew. Here's Braun, good option. Got some width on the hand pass. Banfield in 2 minds. Back to half forward again. Hogg's in front this time. Philip Matera took it off his hands. It was penalised. And Hogg playing in front will get the kick. Chips it out wide. Hit into space. The hand pass over the top. Sexton let it bounce. A mistake. Worsfold met him solidly. Murphy missed the target. Chance for Turnbull. In goes Hogg. Slaps towards the boundary line. It almost stayed in. Philip Matera tracked it. And it will be tossed in. And towards right half forward for the Eagles.
Just a couple of mistakes though by the Blues. I'll give the Eagles heart. Murphy made an error under pressure.
Tara.
Sexton really makes one. He did make up for it though. Kemp to Heady. West Coast coming back. Lovell centering kick. Carlton have got all the numbers, but it nearly fell to Evans. Bradley tries to get it past Heady, can't. Heady centering kick, ball in the box set. Dean, good effort. Morrison onto it, should kick the goal, goes for it and puts it through. They're back. Right back in it. 8-8 to 11-9.
Carlton just appearing to tire a little bit in time on. Just a couple of unforced errors they've committed in the last couple of minutes. Dean there, that's his man with the ball at the moment. He had to go with ball.
19 points the margin. The West Coast Eagles have got the last 2. A change of balance on their forward line. Grigic is on for Philip Matera. Bounce in the middle. Allen goes up and thumps it down. Off hands, it spills across to Bradley alongside the centre circle. Pumps it inside the 50. McKenna goes back. Great judgment. Gehrig released on his left side, has a bounce, runs up towards the defensive 50, chips out wide, not a particularly good kick. Chance for Kernahan, picks up the ball. Off the step, just sends it down towards right half forward. Murphy so will apply a tackle on Worsfold. Play goes on, picked up by Lovell, back towards the wing. Down goes Morrison, he hit hard. We'll get the free kick, helped under the ball. Chad Morrison, who booted the last goal. Just over 2.5 minutes to three-quarter time. The West Coast Eagles coming back at Carlton. Carlton's discipline, their work ethic tonight has been terrific. Got reason to be tired. Hickmott feeds it back to Bradley. Bradley from half-back. Morrison gave a contest, pumped it away. Hogg was the man in front. Socket off the ground by Sexton. Around the outer side wing. McKenna in the road. Plays it close to the boundary line. Kernahan takes it across.
Boundary throw in at centre wing. Bradley getting a lot of kicks deep in defence. Michael Malthouse down on the boundary line. Such a big game, David Parkin said. Felt this game would tell so much about both these teams this year. Bradley gets it, then straightens. Now Silvani, this will be interesting. A huge play, what a mark. Fantastic. It was a massive play, really. One-on-one, and if Gehrig had got it, he would have charged away, you reckon, in that situation, and had a lot of space in front of himself.
There's no doubt about that. But that release handball again of Greg Williams out at half forward created the play.
Big kick this. He's missed a couple in this quarter, and he's missed another. Well, the Blues, as it goes to the pocket, Stone with it, and they're away now. So Silvani not converting here. It's pretty hard to be critical of him. He's been magnificent, but
they've been tight kicks though.
Away Jakovic. Getting it from Braun into the centre to McIntosh. Good take. And then gives Matera the release. Matera to the pocket. Good looking kick to Grigic. It was champagne footy. So the Silvani miss. And down the ground come the Eagles. And a goal-kicking ruck from Grigic has got it.
And a sensational diagonal kick which remained in the corridor from Jakovic to McIntosh to set that play up. And the running of Matera to finish it off. And hopefully this fellow will put the icing on the cake.
It's about where Silvani was kicking a moment ago. Same distance, same angle. Kicks the goal. Well, the Blues are going to look back at this quarter and think they could have done so much more. West Coast are going to go into three-quarter time with their bottoms right up now.
This is the kick, a terrific kick. McIntosh, a quick player off the mark, just getting a couple of steps on Manton. Manton's been good tonight. Released it to Matera. And Grigic, a sliding mark for a big fellow.
Huge swing there. The goal missed at one end. The goal kicked at the other. Late goals coming for the West Coast Eagles. Allen strides in manfully, knocks it down again. Kemp hurriedly. It wanders out towards the wing. Lovell's got it. 35 seconds remain in the term. He kicks to half forward. McIntosh, well defended by Dean to slap it away. Again, Matera's influence late in the term pronounced here. Gets it over the top to McIntosh. Goes down towards the pocket and Hetty. Loose ball behind. Can Hetty get back? Nobody in the square. Hetty motors towards the square. Hand passes to Evans. They've got another one. 12 seconds till three-quarter time. And look at that. They've got the last 4 goals of the term.
Well, it just good release handball then to McIntosh, but the West Coast Eagles have just played the quarter out. Carlton have tied. The West Coast Eagles have brought themselves back into the game because they've run hard in the last 5 minutes. The opportunities have presented themselves. They've finished off. Carlton have had to play up the other end of the ground, and they just haven't been able to capitalise by kicking 6-pointers. This game is well and truly alive, as you can hear.
Matera running away from Koutafidis there too, as he did late in the second quarter. Kemp's little kick going the wrong way. Now Kouta. Now Matera again. He's on fire around the body. McKay front spot comes to ground, and the siren sounds. And what was Carlton's quarter for 25 minutes suddenly turned, and West Coast go charging in at three-quarter time. They trailed by 7 points, but it seems as if all the momentum is with them. Look at Jakovic stirring them up. 68-75. And the Blues have got to go back to square one. Mount another attack. And Mickey's got plenty to fire at his players. There's Adrian Gleeson and David Parker. Timian. If you're back home, a Carlton supporter in Melbourne, you'd be tearing your hair out, wouldn't you?
You certainly would, but the scoreboard's got a wonderful way of evening itself up over the course of a night, hasn't it? The West Coast Eagles didn't take their chances early in the game. They kicked inaccurately, and now Carlton have had their chances. They've missed them, and now they have to regroup at three-quarter time with the momentum clearly in the West Coast Eagles' favour. As we see Drew Banfield on screen there, getting some instruction from Tim Jepp and Mick Malthouse. Mick Malthouse is telling Drew Banfield that when he gets the ball, which he did about 5 minutes before the three-quarter time siren, don't look immediately for a handball. You can take the game on, son. You can run a couple of metres, break the play up yourself, and then kick long. And David Parker, he has his worries too. He's speaking to his captain there, Steve Kernahan.
Not often that David Parker gets out animated at three-quarter time, but boy, Mickey had him on toast, didn't he?
Well,
look at David, he's all relaxed.
It's been a big week for Mick.
Oh, don't remind me. It's 10-8 to 11-9. What a game here at the Subiaco Oval. It's been a beauty. Stay tuned for the final quarter.
We got a party going on and it's a free-for-all. I can't quite hear you, the music's so loud. Just drive this way until you see the crowd.
So it's set for what should be a classic finish.
Footy's home ground right here on 7. A big finish. Carlton and the West Coast Eagles. It's been a classic game of football so far, and they've played many a classic in the last few seasons. Arch rivals, Allen, as he's done for the best part of the night, wins it down. Kemp hurriedly kicks it out very wide, bounces awkwardly, knocked on there by Lovell. Without it, Hogg, no free kick. Ratton went in hard, trying to knock it goalward. Down goes Evans. A whistle and a bounce. Down towards left half forward for the West Coast Eagles. That'll do it, Tony Evans. Turnbull. And Allen. Good bounce, it favours Allen. Goes back looking for the voice supplied by Ratton. Picked up by Braun. Banfield did well. Malthouse's advice there. Great mark taken on the run. Hogg sliding towards the boundary line. Able to reel it in. Hogg from right half back. Sends play up towards the wing. Allen's in front from behind Turnbull. Defiant fist on it. Down in front Murphy. Spilt back towards Braun. Braun tries to feed it to Evans. Evans charged down by Murphy. It spills to Simmons. Simmons 55 metres out. Great shepherd there from Lovell. He heads for home. It's wide of the mark. It bounces once. It's still a live ball down there. And Sexton takes it back across the line. So one straight kick the difference.
Had plenty of the ball tonight. Simmons.
Short to Dean. Oh, Bradley outnumbered. McKenna cut him off. In short to Lovell at 55 metres. West Coast starting this quarter as they finish the last one off. They've come out firing. Another short one to Kemp. Cut off though by McKay. Back to Lovell. Goes long towards the forward pocket. Philip Matera was there with Hogg. They've had an interesting battle all night. Sexton came over the top, then grabs hold of the footy. They grab him. It's going to be a bounce. Would have been a brave call there. Matera wants a free kick for hanging on. Sexton picks himself up, and it's going to be a bounce with West Coast a goal behind. Allen was there. McIntosh comes through. Tries to charge his way through. Hogg under pressure. High kick. Murphy going for it and takes the mark on his chest at half-back.
Carlton have pushed him up onto the wing. He's picking up Simmons now.
Murphy, it's Jakovic. He's had the better of Kernahan for most of the night. Fists away, Ratton, underarm handball, underground. Oh, Banfield got a high one, no free kick. A tight one, Whitehead to Ratton, Ratton wide. Now Silvani Gehrig, this is going to be fascinating. Gehrig belted it away to Matera. Silvani trips him. Free kick surely. It's got it. Matera at half-back.
Not intentional according to the umpire. Matera pops it out wide. Kemp has it then. Right against the boundary line. Sends play down towards half-forward. In from the side, Heckmott. He loves that situation. Players anchored to the ground, jostling. And he comes over the top. Little pickup. Adrian Hickmott. Bit of cramp, goes to the middle. There's a man who has reason to cramp up. Craig Bradley kicks inside the attacking 50. Who's got the leg speed here? Kernahan and Djakovic. I know who I've backed. Kernahan went to ground, so did Whitehead, so did Djakovic. It was like the domino theory down there. Eventually it's picked up by McKenna. His head goes back to Gehrig. He likes a run. Comes out of defence, pinpoints it well. Warns at left half back. The youngster. Oh, that's a terrible kick. An aberration. It bounces out of bounds. We'll have a throw in.
That's what happens when you kick on the back step. We go down to Adrian Barrage.
Yeah, from the three-quarter time huddle, jugulars bulging everywhere from those coaches. Great to see the two great coaches at their most aroused. Mick Malthouse wanted a special effort from his two champions, McKenna and Djakovic, like he just got there. Parkin was looking to Silvani, saying to his troops, go long to him. One Blues player called out, let's be like mad dogs. Might take that to win, boys.
11-9 to 10-9. He certainly painted the scene. Djakovic was good a moment ago, wasn't he? When Kernahan and Whitehead both had a chance.
And Manton really playing Brikic the way that Gehrig should be playing Silvani. He's dragged him right up the field, away from the goals.
Crowd just roaring here constantly. Banfield, little kick good. McIntosh tries to a half volley. Williams has been wonderful for most of the night. Tries a little underarm handball. Underground one. Turnbull, quick kick, high one. Bradley setting himself, keeps his eye on it, so does Worsfold. Good clash, Anstey's hands were okay to Dean. Dean, good kick to Allen, who's been superb. So Allen at centre wing. Running for him, Whitehead in the pocket. He's going to go out there now. Matera cut it off, though. Didn't have the legs, the ball. And Matera's got it. Just see him playing a big last quarter, can't you?
It's fantastic the way he just drops off his man and covers his space.
To Kemp, the old firm. And Kemp towards the wing. Game hanging in the balance. He kicks down towards half forward. Sexton did well. Great closing speed, the fist away. Hickmott again the crumb. Sends play back. Forward at the wing. Hamill was up. Waiting down in front was Matera. Peter Matera unloads down towards the attacking 50. And working off Dean. McIntosh claims the mark. There's a man on short. He pops it across. And he's found Philip Matera. Only about 25 metres out. Almost directly in front. This to level the scores.
It was an important one-on-one battle to win that one from Ashley McIntosh.
Well, they have a history of one-point games. Perhaps another is looming tonight. The scores will be level, 11-9 apiece if he kicks a goal here. He's tugged it way left. It's behind.
Doing this interesting one. Camper really is trying desperately to get onto Peter Matera to release Koutafidis for Banfield. I think Carlton are aware that Matera's beating Koutafidis for pace, and it's a real tug of war at the moment, and Matera keeps going back onto Koutafidis.
It comes towards midfield. Allen misses the mark. It spills down behind. Hamill went to ground. Worsfold slides in as well. It's picked up by Banfield. Hurriedly onto the boot. Sends play back towards half forward. But again, having a good turn.
Seemed to cramp, didn't he, a few minutes ago when he took a mark. Socks are down. Murphy. Philip Matera 4 behinds tonight. A couple of them pretty easy. Murphy away. Gets good distance. Kernahan and Djakovic, bit of a wrestle. Comes to ground. Matera. Kuda's going to have to lift, I think. Braun's kick, good. That's a lot better. Finds Stone at centre wing. West Coast seemingly with all the momentum, winning the ball now. 10-10 to 11-9, they still trail. McIntosh and Manton. Manton over the top. McKay clever. Little topo gave Manton a chance. Taken by Sexton. Sexton's quick high kick. Back towards Kernahan and Djakovic. Getting into the front was McKenna. Taken forward by Anstey. Wanted a free kick. Kernahan tried to take it. Worsfold brilliantly done to Matera. Matera away. Good kick. Finds his man and Turnbull at centre wing.
Matera 23 possessions now. Turnbull pops it back into the path of the running. Kemp is at right half forward. Touches it down once. Runs to just outside the 50 and pinpoints the ball to the pocket. Andy Lovell's got it. Sharp angle. About 35 metres out.
And that's the opposite to what the Carlton players did when they had the ball a moment ago. They are beginning to look tired, Carlton. They're just releasing the ball, hoping that someone can fix it up for them downfield. When really what they've got to do is continue to run the West Coast Eagles.
Goal here, and the Eagles will lead after they fell as far behind as 30 points in the third term. Let's get to behind. Peter Matera has started ablaze in this quarter. 6 possessions already on the outer side.
They've been in front all night, I don't think, have they?
Just trying
They
to
kicked
think.
the first point, and they might have kicked the first point, but they haven't.
Have to go way back there. So Carlton try and bring it out. Manton feeds it back inside. Hickmott kicks up towards midfield. Good kick to Murphy. Running past is Williams. Feeds it across to Allen. Back to Williams. Looking to inspire his teammates. Kicks inside the 50. Silvani is down there. Knocked away by Gehrig. Anstey waiting in front. Fisted out by Worsfold. Williams again. Just on the line of the centre square. Across the body. Jakovic gets in the road. Holds up the hand to slow it down, but doesn't do that. Comes across to Worsfold instead, and Worsfold finds a man on the wing. Great opportunity for the Eagles. Young Braun can run at them. Now the umpire, meantime, is bringing it back half the length of the ground to Jakovic. I'm not sure why. Jakovic took the mark, indicated he wanted his teammates to steady up, but then immediately played on, so no idea what happened there. Well, explain that to me.
Matera to halfback, Ratton, Evans, out of play. 10-11 to 11-9. What either team would give for a goal right now as Koutafidis goes to full forward?
Yes, Koutafidis gone to full forward. He's trying to drag Matera back with him because Matera's done so much damage up across the midsection of the ground, but Banfield is now picking up Koutafidis, and Camporelli's running with Matera.
19 minutes in the third quarter, the last blue goal. Oh, Murphy, not good. Put the pressure on. Could make them pay. Evans away. Finds Morrison, and they're charging. Simmons all on his own. Can Manton make it? What an effort. He does. Against the tide. McKay in trouble. The handball on.
That was a brilliant play then by Manton, because they were hung out to dry then, the Carlton defenders. So many of the players not moving forward with the West Coast players. Manton's been shifted up the ground onto McIntosh, and Peter Dean's gone back to Mine Brickage. Terrific play, Manton.
10-11, 11-9. Turnbull wins the tap. Bradley back turn. The handball just hoping, really. McKay. Evans to Kemp. Kemp, little one to Morrison. He's got him. It's a mark. Within kicking distance. West Coast having all the shots at goal. And surely one's going to go through to put them in front. Kemp kept his head. Hogging late. And Morrison's got it. He's kicked one goal in the third quarter when West Coast charged back after they trailed by 31 points at one stage. And Morrison to put them in front. 10-11 to 11-9. Surely the time has come for a straight kick. 50 metres out. Long, strong, hooking at the end or behind. So both teams have had a number of opportunities. 10-12 to 11-9.
High drama. Dean kicks out wide to Sexton. He plays on around the other side boundary line to Williams. Lifting again to McKay. Can go back to Williams. Under pressure. Banfield thumps it away. Some tired players. Sexton following up. Goes to Williams. Williams gets the hand pass away. Camporelli spins out of trouble. Back to Ratton. Running down towards half forward. Silvani's the target. Gehrig over the top. Who's down in front? Guess who? Bradley sprints away. Inside the 50. Will this be a lifter? It's close. It's a goal. Oh, they needed that one.
Well, that was a sensational bit of play then by Craig Bradley, reading the knock here. They had the numbers on this occasion. Really, they released the ball a little bit too early. They could have run it a little bit further. Gehrig, a poor kick to Silvani, but front and square, Craig Bradley, and sensing and seizing the moment.
So the pattern continues. Carlton get the first goal of the last quarter. West Coast have been charging back at the end of the second and third terms. They're going to have to do it again now. We've got plenty of time, but goals are very hard to get.
And how important does that play now look of Glenn Manton's up the other end of the ground?
They seem to have Carlton on toast, didn't they? At that stage, Mickey looking on. plenty of time, but goals are tough. Williams has been absolutely superb after those indiscretions in the second quarter. Simmons, Kemp, beautiful handball, Lovell away. There's some tired players as Lovell goes forward. Little kick to Grigic, hasn't got him. Play on call, back to Lovell, centering ball. Morrison's there. Oh, bad bounce. Unlucky. 10-13 to 12-9. So 5 straight behinds for West Coast in the final term. 1 goal for Carlton. The opposite of what happened in the third quarter. McKay's away.
Long kick, Sexton up, McIntosh crowding him, and across the line it goes. So boundary throw in. Bradley 30 possessions, Williams 27, Adrian Barrage.
Official crowd figure 37,854, 37,854.
Turnbull thumps at Goldwood. The bodies go in willingly again. Bradley at the base of it. And he kicked that last goal on the run. So often the cream rises to the top. Spellbound. A vast crowd at Subiaco Oval. Loving this. Friday night football. Knocked down by Turnbull. Evans had it momentarily. Comes back to Turnbull. Kicks inside the 50. Awkward one. Grigic low down. Hand pass towards the boundary line from Hogg. It runs on and goes across. So it'll be thrown in. 8 3/4 minutes remain. (12-9) Carlton. 10-13 the Eagles. Thrown in. Turnbull thumps it down. Bradley in the road again. Possession number 31. Kicks it towards the outer side. Williams. Possession number 28. Gets it across to Whitehead. Goes towards half forward. Hamill almost. Found it on the ground. Quick hands away. Too slick. Opportunity for Banfield. Getting a hand in there. O'Sullivan. Hamill knocks it back to him. O'Sullivan well played by that pair. Kicks inside the 50. Here's Silvani again with a runner outside. Feeds it across to Camporelli. Measures the kick and hit the base of the post.
Well, in fact, it's much harder to hit the post in the space between the posts.
That's for Camporelli.
Great handball by Silvani.
Fantastic. Good running by Camporelli, though, too.
Gehrig, sorry, mate.
He took off from half-back flank.
Gehrig to Banfield. Banfield to centre wing. Koutafidis trying to play it in front. Not strong enough there. Jakovic able to get him away. The kick by Lovell to half forward. McKay's mark is good. Two teams spend so much energy on a game too. There's got to be a bit of fallout for the loser, you reckon, don't you? They've just gone at it so hard. West Coast has lost 2 games at home this year. A third would be critical. Carlton have been paddling all year after losing their first 2. They need some momentum. They've made all the running tonight. So the stakes are so high here inside the last 10 minutes. What a wonderful game. Turnbull back to Whitehead. Not a great handball, but Bradley seems to make the footy talk tonight. 1 bounce away on the left foot. Up to half forward. Kernahan's got it. He hasn't been able to get away too often. Has been paid the mark. Silvani and Gehrig one out. Will he just go to Silvani? He does. Gehrig with him. Silvani made a fair effort of it. West Coast get back. Evans may have to concede. Oh, doesn't. Gee, he was cheeky. Now, they've got a chance here, the Blues. Murphy's a thumping kick. Too long, does he take? No. Goes back, belts it back. Silvani's a behind. Tony Evans, what was going through your mind?
What about that pressure, though, from Silvani? He jumped about 3 players to reach Evans, and then a poor kick in the end from Murphy. He had to sit that kick out and make it a dangerous one again at the top of the square. Just forced it too deep.
See, if that had been last week as chairman of selectors, you would have aged about 8 years.
No, they knew what they were doing. They got the end result they were after. Here's a battle 15 metres out. O'Sullivan, open goal, and he's missed by a long way. There's opportunities going begging at both ends of the ground. The team that catches their opportunities now will win this one, no question. They've got reason to be tired.
It is a game of mistakes, football, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like a prize fight, and they're down to the 15th. They don't go 15 anymore, they go 12, but we're giving you 3 bonus rounds. There's McKenna. Short to the pocket. Worsfold. Just over 6.5 minutes remaining. 12-12, 10-13. Carlton lead. Worsfold around the outer side, close to the boundary line. No margin for error. Across it goes. Sexton and Ball together. So it'll be tossed in right on the attacking 50. Malthouse very much in the game, but not a lot he can do now. Since it's in the hands of the players. Allen decisively. Koutafidis to Bradley. Slips it away. Hamill goes back to Bradley. He's been inspirational. Pops it inside the 50. Coming across the face of the ground now. It's taken by Braun. Heads for the boundary line and gets it out. But Craig Bradley has found something he was entitled not to have in the last 5 minutes.
Do you reckon, Tim, one more goal for Carlton would be enough in the context of the game?
Yes.
So they've got to find one more goal to win it. Still plenty of time, but West Coast hasn't been able to manage a goal in this term, remember. And Carlton lead by 11 points. Evans off for Schofield.
Just trying to get some,
Yeah.
I think he's just trying to get some fresh legs on the ground, though, too. He's rotated a number of his midfield players.
Allen, Turnbull. Back to Worsfold on the left. Kicks to centre wing. McIntosh. Manton's been good. Ricochets off Morrison. Boundary throw in. West Coast gain about 50 metres. It's now in their attacking half. 8 kicks for Morrison. A goal. Cooked one late in the game about 10 minutes ago from 48 metres out. Blues lead. So tense here. McIntosh to Kemp. To Heady. Hogg. Terrific tackle. And probably a very good decision by the umpire. Heady barging through and Hogg onto him. So West Coast inch towards the 50.
Wait for the bounce. Cluster around this ball. No one touched it. Ratton somehow got through. Smothered off the boot by Kemp. But Kay off his step. 2 players down and hurt. The ball wanders up towards the wing. Hamill a big leap. Couldn't hang on. McKenna with poise. Waiting behind. A fresh leg. Schofield breaks away alongside the centre circle. Probing kick inside the 50. Heady is up. Alongside him, Hickmott. Loose ball behind. Slipping over down there. Dean. Well played by Griggich to try and get it back to Lovell. I think he affected the ball. And Lovell's kicked the goal. Back come the West Coast Eagles.
And some intelligent play then by the big fella just to tap the ball back. We'll see this here, the setup. Just watch this. The ball goes to the ground. Griggich. Maybe he didn't get a hand on it.
Barely.
Dean going to ground.
Back to 5 points. 11 goals to 12. 11-13 to 12-12. Allen and Turnbull. Allen coming over the top. Centre breaks all important. Worsfold. McKay and Hogg. Lovell has been important. Pushing forward. Good handball by Sexton. Wonderfully played. McKay to Bradley. Held his ground. Plays on. He's within range. He's 50 out. Measures it. Hooks it. Silvani takes the beauty. Wonderful. What a mark. He hung there forever.
Mark Bosney should be happy with his second effort. Watch this, the next one.
Just to know where it was, the presence of mind.
He's a mercurial player, isn't he?
He's kicked 6. He did miss a few in the third. Improves the angle. And has he kicked it? He's missed. 6 goals, 4 to Silvani. There's a goal the difference. 12-13 to 11-13. Could we have our first draw in 1997? It deserves it almost, doesn't it?
Cut the tension with a knife. Guy McKenna. Assessing the options. Needs the right choice here. Goes for distance directly up the middle of the ground. Allen punches away from Turnbull. Well done by Braun. Got it across to Lovell, who's been good. He found Schofield. Feigns a hand pass and those legs again. He accelerates away. Takes on Williams. Allen in pursuit. Schofield through the middle. Down towards half forward. McKay goes back. Griggich does nicely. Gets the hand pass across to Simmons. This to tie it up. He pulls it back. It's floating. Touched right on the line. He kept it in. Sexton. A sense of drama. Sends play towards the outer side. Up in front is Whitehead. Loose ball behind, close to the boundary line. Matera couldn't control it. Diving in his hit mod. It's loose. It's live. Picked up by Peter Matera. Tries to get it across to Kemp. Kemp treads the light. Fantastic around the boundary. Towards the square. Grigic couldn't do a Silvani. Diving in there in desperation. The Carlton defence. Sexton. And he thumps it across the boundary line.
And it was just numbers, wasn't it? There was a 2-on-2 contest, and Kemp got across there to outnumber the opposition. And terrific play by Schofield. You just love to see players in a tight situation taking the game on.
Matera's also so good, isn't he, in that situation with Whitehead. And Sexton wouldn't concede a behind, which is interesting. The kick wide by Whitehead. Banfield at centre wing, taking his man on. I think they fancy their legs here, the West Coast. Matera's got it at 55-60. Will he unload or will he go short? He could unload here. You give him a half a chance. It would take something special. Leans back. Doesn't quite get it. Hooks it in the end into the pocket. Dean back there with Grigic. Heady back there, boundary throw in. 3 minutes remaining in a classic game. 12-13 to 11-13. The Blues are a goal in front.
Boundary throw-in. A respite. A rare thing tonight. Turnbull goes up. Hooks it down behind. Manton kept his head under pressure, tumbles a kick back towards half-back. Desperate lunge there by McKenna, spinning out of trouble O'Sullivan. Williams poised, away to Ratton. Ratton across the ground, one-out contest. These men are 50 metres in the clear. Banfield battling with Camporelli. So much riding on this one-out contest. Banfield punches it in front. It's still in play, now it trickles out. And the boundary throw-in. Well, how would you feel? The responsibility of the night resting on those two players, and they fought an honourable draw. So a throw in the attacking side of left centre wing. 2.5 minutes remain. Allen in from the side. Hamill tries to fist away. Allen, it tumbles out behind. There he is again. Away comes Bradley. Close to the boundary line. Pulls it back towards centre half forward. It bounces. Gathered now by Williams. 45 metres out. Well wide of the mark. It'll stay in. Who's got the leg speed? Kernahan found something. A little toe poke and that will do. Gets it across the boundary line.
Any score's handy here for Carlton, isn't it? They're a goal in front. A behind's handy now.
All they need to do is just keep the ball in their forward line if they can. Just run the clock down.
Kernahan building forward. Hamill crashing forward. O'Sullivan, left foot beautifully smothered by Schofield. O'Sullivan smothered by Garrick. Wonderful backline football to Jakovic. It's sensational stuff here. Jakovic away. Heroes all over this football ground. Matera waited. Bradley's been the biggest of the lot, I feel. Matera wins it back. Centre wing. Every play. Vital now. Matera keeps his feet as only he can. Plays it forward to half forward. At the other end of the ground now. McKay. A mistake can't be made. Left-hand handball okay. Sexton waited for the bounce. Can he deliver? It was smothered. They're throwing themselves out at left, right and centre. Williams' tackle was fantastic. Lovell back to Sexton. Play on called. Hamill can take the mark. Can play on. Can pierce the defence. Wobbly. Kernahan and Jakovic. Jakovic has had the better of him all night. Holds him up. Kernahan with him. Jakovic belts it over the line. Sensational football here.
You can't put it on a young pair of shoulders. But Hamill really should have just taken his time on that occasion. He's rushed by the moment, but you can't blame him.
There's the time remaining. Boundary throw in. Turnbull beaten by Allen. Balls in front. Camporelli high up and under. Silvani coming out for it all. How about that one? Unbelievable. He's hurt Silvani. What a magnificent attempt. He stretched every sinew, never his ball to mark, and somehow he has plucked it. Watch this again. Truly memorable. The mark overhead moments ago, and now this.
Great knock by Matthew Allen again. Watch this. Just banging his head on the ground. And just when you think that you've seen every possible highlight for the night, someone else produces something.
Silvani is taking a long time to get up. The tricky one here was who was closest, because those two players were 50 metres in the clear. Who would the umpire give it to if in fact Silvani can't take his kick? And I would think that would be wise policy for Silvani not to bother taking the kick here. He's coming off the ground, so Just what did the umpires do? Who was the nearest Carlton player? Well, they're giving it to Murphy. Any score to just about wrap it up. We're down to 59 seconds.
What a moment, though. What a play this has been by Silvani tonight. If anyone has ever played his heart out, it's been Stephen here tonight.
Well, I've had a few heroes. This young man, perhaps, can put the nail in the coffin. Well, they're up by 7 points. 48 seconds to go. Silvani is off the ground. The man who really set it up for the Blues tonight. I hope he's okay. Just so much courage.
McKenna long. Gets to half back. Sexton's got the mark. The Blues are in the van. 12-14 to 11-13. Sexton to Kernahan. Doesn't reach him. Banfield cuts it off. Great courage, Banfield. Flatten. Djakovic to Kemp. West Coast have got to run it down now. Back to Djakovic. They want the ball mark. Bradley at the back affected the spoil. He's been magnificent as Bradley. And onto him now is Stone. But the Blues have got it. What a memorable win for Carlton. One of the greatest in the history of the club. And boy, they've had some.
I haven't seen a better game than this one all year.
Well, at times it hasn't been pretty, but it has had the lot. I certainly haven't felt as tense throughout a match. It's been an absolutely magnificent contest. And the Blues are going to win 12-14 to 11-13. And what an heroic performance. I hope every Carlton supporter around Australia gives them 3 cheers after this. West Coast deserve 3 cheers. And the Blues deserve 3 and maybe 1 extra. Kemp's little one to centre wing. Hogg's got it, and so are the Blues. It's all over. You're giving the votes, Dennis. Good luck. They were heroes left, right, and centre, weren't they?
Well, I think a couple of blokes perhaps picked themselves, and one of them's right in the middle of that huddle. That was superb. I mean, he was gone, wasn't he? He's finished up. Craig Bradley we're talking about. 37 possessions tonight. 37.
What about that bloke there on screen, though, Glenn Manton? That play in the last quarter, outnumbered. Had that ball gone to the West Coast Eagles and they were on their way to kick a goal. We see 2 of the champions of the night shaking hands there. Matera, another one on screen there. Greg Williams, his performance tonight was superb. Had a couple of blemishes.
That effort by Manton said something about the heart of the Blues, because it seemed when that ball was going in, they didn't have the legs to run down. And he put his hand up defiantly and fought about 3 of them. And I think anyone who couldn't run suddenly found something, and the whole thing turned around.
It's inspirational, isn't it, to see a bit of play like that?
Interesting. I know there's been a fair bit of feeling in this game, but the respect from the 2 clubs there, a lot of handshaking, a lot of admiration from one player to another. I think they realise they've been in something very, very special here tonight. It was a beauty, wasn't it? The Blues 12-14, West Coast 11-13.
Just drive this way until you see the crowd. The cars will be